Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Routollo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Oral, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Routollo Chevrolet.
You think you know football? Then prove it in the Circa Million Pro Football Challenge, kicking off from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs with a cool mill going to the winner. Come in last and you got $100,000 coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 5 entries per person. Don't forget about Circa Survivor also, with $15 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere, learn more at circasports.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
In March 2017, police in Ketchikan, Alaska, got a worried call.
And I haven't heard from them, so I'm getting worried.
It was about a beloved surgeon, one of just 2 in town, named Eric Garcia. When police officers arrived to check on the doctor, they found him dead on a couch.
Is it a suicide? Is it a murder? What is it?
From ABC Audio and 2020, Coldblooded, Mystery in Alaska, is out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Thursday afternoon. Mason pulled a Mason and called in sick on the day of the show. Here we go. Hopefully you're having a beautiful Thursday. Let's get it, yo. Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now. Bye! Good afternoon! Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey! Mason and Ireland. No Mace today. Momo! Ramona Shelburne's here. Always fun to do the show with you. And Brian's here. Laura's here. Lots going on. The Dodgers are playing right now. Freddie Freeman has already hit a 2-run homer. They lead 2-0. But Momo, like we were talking about in Super Crosstalk, last night was depressing.
Oh, terrible.
Shohei got rocked. He gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. They have now lost his last 4 starts.
Oh, wow.
And I've been saying for months, if everybody's healthy, I give Shohei the ball game 1 in the postseason, regardless of where it is. If the Dodgers go in as a wild card, if they go in as the division winner, or what, I want Shohei and his 100-mile-an-hour fastball pitching in game 1. I'm no longer thinking that.
I don't think so.
By
he also
the way,
doesn't hit as well when he pitches, right? So
so Mark Pryor was on Dan Patrick's show.
Yeah.
And Pryor was asked about it and was asked, hey, how are you guys going to use Ohtani in the postseason? And he pretty much said they're not necessarily looking at him, at least not right now, as a starter in the playoffs. Here's Mark Pryor.
Can you see a scenario in the postseason where Ohtani comes in relief?
It's a good question, very fair question, and it's been discussed, and it's really understanding kind of the rules of him coming in as a reliever, and knowing that because of the rule, the way it's set up right now as a starter, he can come out of the game and still maintain as a DH. But he comes in as a reliever, you got to find that line of where hopefully the game ends, because you can't put him in the 6th and then take him out as a pitcher in the 7th and keep him in as a DH. So it would have to be a situation where we think the game's over and he's closing, or be okay with him not hitting anymore. So that would be really the only scenario. Can I see it? Absolutely. But it would probably be closer to the back end when the game's, kind of on the line, and it would be over after he's done.
So I had a weird thought, and this is just the TV news reporter in me, just thinking logistically. How would he warm up?
It's a good point.
Like, okay, so he's the DH. He's leading off. You decide.
Yeah.
You want to put him
in the 8th. Yeah.
But he's still in the lineup as the DH. Do you send him down to the bullpen
I guess so.
and hope that your batters don't, hurry up?
Come back around?
You would need it to break right in the lineup, wouldn't
Yeah, it would
you?
have to be, right after his turn in the lineup. He gets his top of the lineup, gets out, and then you send him down, almost like send him down the next inning.
He runs out of the dugout, out to the bullpen, warms up for 10 minutes. Brian,
that's a really good point.
logistically, how would you do that?
That's funny because that was the first thought I had too when I heard this. The only thing I think is he's talks about late in the game, so I'm thinking maybe, and he talks about if they pull him out, then they're giving up his at bat. So maybe it is a thing where it's 8th, 9th inning, and they don't.
I don't think
you ever take the bat out of his hands ever. I know Mark said that.
Too valuable as a hitter.
We'd have to decide if it's not worth having here. I'm no longer thinking of Ohtani. Now Kershaw is pitching again today. He's actually been great.
Yep.
So maybe you go in the postseason. The best starter lately has been Glass now.
Yeah.
Yamamoto had they didn't win, but Yamamoto had a good start the other day, and he pitched a lot of big games for him last year in the playoffs. So maybe you go.
I think Yamamoto's starting one.
Okay, right. So
I trust him the most.
That's what I'm thinking too. You pitch Yamamoto in game 1. You pitch Glasnow in game 2, and then you give the ball to Blake Snell in game 3, which is probably going to be on the road.
Yeah.
And Snell, who's won Cy Young awards and is battle tested, and then if you need a fourth starter, you can there's so many people like Sheehan looked pretty good the other day. I don't know. I no longer think Ohtani is a lock to be a starting pitcher on the postseason
I don't want him
roster.
to be. I don't want him to be. Like he's so valuable as a hitter, and I think pitching hurts his hitting.
Right.
I mean, don't the numbers bear that out pretty clearly?
Yeah. So
it's like Mookie at shortstop. Okay, I know he wants to play shortstop. He thinks that's helping the team. I don't.
Yeah.
I think that his offensive production has fallen off so much since he's moved to shortstop. I think that they would be better off playing him in right field because then you don't have to play Conforto all the time.
Well, and by the way, Conforto's hitting cleanup today.
Terrible. Why?
I don't get it. But they like him. There's something they're seeing.
It's the approach. It's the way he, but at some point you got to pull a plug.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like the Chris Taylor thing last year.
But Chris Taylor was hitting better than Conforto's hitting now, and they cut Taylor, and they were paying him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Anyway, we'll keep you posted on the Dodger game. Lots going on today. Last night, crazy WNBA game at Crypto. We'll tell you a little about that. Momo in for Mace. Laura's here. Brian's here. Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, the Rich Eisen Show is coming to ESPN LA on Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon. A unique blend of the biggest newsmakers and playmakers join his show each weekday. Plus, Rich's credibility and sports knowledge is unmatched. The Rich Eisen Show comes live from El Segundo each weekday and joins our family at ESPN LA this fall.
And we made the announcement yesterday, starting on Tuesday, September 2nd, a new football season weekday fall lineup. It all begins with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle until 7 a.m. And then the Sedano and Cab Morning Show from 7 to 9 a.m. Then broadcasting live from L.A., the Rich Eisen Show at 9 a.m., Mason and Ireland at noon, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show from 3 to 6 p.m. The new football season on-air weekday lineup for the fall starts on Tuesday, September 2nd.
Hey guys, it's Sedano, and we got to talk about the new ESPN app, the most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Hey, it's Mace. Get ready, LA. AARP Los Angeles and ESPN LA are teaming up to kick off the 2025 football season in a big way. We're giving 2 lucky winners a pair of tickets to the first professional football game of the season right here in LA. That's right. You and a guest could be in the stands soaking in the energy, the action, and the thrill of game day. No catch, no purchase necessary, just a chance to win an unforgettable experience thanks to AARP Los Angeles. Here's how you enter. Just head to aarp.org/Los Angeles and scroll to the news section. Again, that's aarp.org/Los Angeles. Scroll down to the news section and fill out the entry form. It's quick, it's easy, no purchase necessary, got to be 18 or older, and a legal U.S. resident to enter. Void where prohibited. Promotion runs August 4th through August 22nd. For official rules and to enter, visit AARP.org/Los Angeles. Head over to the news section. This giveaway is administered by AARP.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Summer is flying by. Don't waste it running on empty. Whether you're beach-bound, working out, or just need a pick-me-up, ProBottler Energy delivers clean, crash-free energy packed with essential vitamins. No junk, and is NSF Sports certified. Just focus and fuel for your day. Fuel your summer with ProBottler Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. Grab all 5 flavors now on Amazon with free shipping for Prime members.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, weekdays noon to 3. You're home for real Dodgers talk and super hot takes.
All right, so ready for super hot take?
Oh, that's
super hot.
Super hot take for promo.
Okay. Ready? Ireland?
Yeah. More of the fellas. Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Mason and Ireland, Momo in for Mace. And last night across the street, just a ridiculous WNBA game. Just ridiculous. Paige Beckers scored 44 points on 17 of 21 shooting.
Almost a perfect game.
It is the greatest performance by a rookie in WNBA history. It dwarfs anything Caitlin Clark ever did. As a matter of fact, if you look at Paige's numbers, they're almost identical to Caitlin's numbers when she was a rookie. And Caitlin was first team all WNBA and rookie of the year. I think Paige is going to be both of those things. But having said all that, and Paige Beckers did everything. I mean, she put this team on her back, and it was crazy.
And this was the elimination game for them. So if they lose the game, they're eliminated from the playoffs.
So Beckers hits a free throw to put them up 80-79, and the Sparks have the ball for the last shot, and this is what happened.
Plum trying to go to work. 5 seconds left. Plum with 2 seconds. Plum, the runner. Bank shot. She got it. Kelsey Plum with the bank to win it.
That's my guy, Rashawn Haylock, on the call.
Good call.
And Kelsey Plum is, I mean, Lisa Leslie's the best player to ever play for the Sparks. Remember Candace Parker played for the Sparks?
Tina Thompson, too.
Yeah. Kelsey Plum's right on that list. She is as good of a guard in that league as I've ever seen.
Well, here's what I want to say about Plum. She was like the number 3 option in Vegas. She was on a super team with Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray.
Right.
Okay. And she, there's a championship team. And she has always been she was more of a role player for them. Like, she was a very good player. They got Jackie Young, so maybe Kelsey was even 4th.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she asked for the trade. She wanted to come back to Southern California.
Yeah, she won. And she also wanted a fresh start. I think she
was going through a divorce. She was married to Darren Waller, the Raiders tight end, and the marriage, for lack of a better term, didn't take.
Oh, it was a lot more than didn't take.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah. And I think she wanted to change of scenery, but she also just believed in herself. She just thought, like, we do this in the NBA all the time of, Kobe tried to do that, right? Kobe did this.
Right.
I want my own team. I want to be the focal point of my team. I'm not just a role player, and I love everything we've done here, but she believed that she could carry a team herself. And she had a lot of options. There was a ton of teams that wanted Kelsey Plum this offseason. She was the biggest free agent to change teams, and she did it in a way where, in the WNBA, they have these franchise tags and stuff. Like, they didn't have to do this trade, but they did it for her.
Right.
And I wasn't sure when she did this trade. I wasn't sure she
They
was
gave
good
up like
enough.
the number 2 pick in the draft for her, right?
Who ended up being this really good player that Seattle has now, who's a center, and should probably be really good in a year or two. But the other thing too, this was the other intrigue of it. Dallas had the number 1 pick, and they were clearly going to take Paige.
Right.
But if the Sparks stayed at 2. There was this world in which Paige could have said, I don't want to play for Dallas. I want to get to LA. Or the Sparks she could have indicated that, and the Sparks could have traded up to number 1. They could have given up a player to get to number. Now, Dallas wouldn't have had to do that, but it would have made a lot of sense for the Sparks to go get Paige because they have Cameron Brink, who's young. They have a younger team, Rakia Jackson, who's great.
Yeah.
And Kelsey just said, I believe in myself. I'm going to carry the team, and she's done it.
Yeah, she's been unbelievable.
They're right on that playoff bubble right there.
Yeah, and they were terrible last year.
Yeah, terrible. They had the number 2 pick, and they've moved up. So it's basically the Sparks, the Seattle Storm, and the Valkyries. It's going to be 2 of those 3 that get in.
Yeah, and the Valkyries, by the way, are an expansion team.
How are they
It's
even
kinda
winning? They lost their best player a month ago.
Yeah, all right. So I wanted to run this. I waited till you were in here to do this story because I wanted a day where you and Laura were both here because I want a female. Brian and I can comment on it, but I think the female perspective is more interesting here. Okay. So I tend not to get into players' personal lives too much, but this story is interesting, and he handled it in a way I've never heard of someone handling it, so I'm going to bring it up. Anthony Edwards, the star guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he's in a long-term relationship. At some point, he hooked up with another girl, and she got pregnant and had a kid.
Yeah.
So they had to work out child support. So Anthony said, I will give you $5,000 a month for the life of the child, which is a lot.
I don't think it's that much.
Okay, but
in NBA,
for somebody who doesn't have
salary, yeah.
for somebody who doesn't have any money, and this girl apparently didn't have a lot of money, she said, okay, I'll do it. And she agreed to it. They signed off on it. Then Edwards and his lawyers did something I've never heard anyone do before. He paid all 18 years in advance. He gave her over $1 million. And now she's upset because she thought that as his earnings increased, she could ask for more money, get a bigger percentage than what she's getting. But she did agree to it. She did sign it.
Yeah.
She agreed to $5,000.
Was it a while ago that they did the agreement? Okay.
Yeah.
Because he had just signed a max deal.
Right. And so because of that, she now has $1 million, but she's not happy. Hearing that story, do you find, if you're on the judge made this ruling, so she took him to court, judge said, no, you agreed to $5,000 a month. He not only paid it, he paid it in advance. This matter is resolved.
Yeah.
Did the judge make the right call?
Yeah, I think so, because you have an agreement and it was done. There was no deception. There was no fraud. There was no nothing.
Right. I think he surprised her when he paid her in full. Laura, do you think the judge made the right call?
I mean, yes, because of what Momo said. But do I personally think, because now she's getting taxed on $1 million, right? Instead of
I don't know. I never checked on the taxes.
She's probably going to get less money.
There's a way to set that up where she doesn't have to pay all the tax.
I would hope
she could defer it herself too. They could put it in a. It's like the Shohei thing. It's
what
like
she's upset over, Laura, is that she thinks when he's making $80 million a year that she should get a bigger cut of that.
Well, here's the thing too, Ireland. Like, it's not Aisha Howard, right? That's not the same girl? Because I know he was having issues with that.
There's been a few of these stories with him. Let's put it that way.
My thing here is, a child is expensive. So
yeah, like $5,000 a month is not that much for an NBA player.
Exactly. So for me, I mean, she agreed to it, so that's on her.
Yeah.
But baby girl, like, no, That's and I know people are gonna come at me because
No, I agree with you.
But
That's
it's
not
a lot,
that's not
you know
enough.
what I mean, like the rent alone, it's
Depending on where you're living, and I don't know.
It's a
I
little
don't.
bit.
I think that was pretty.
It is,
that was
by
a
the
bad
way,
choice on her
It is
part.
Aisha Howard
Because I know
that we're talking about.
Okay, so I know there was like a whole other thing with her
Oh,
where
yeah.
she wanted like a $500K one-time payment. She wanted a public apology on his social media. She wanted
I know.
$55K annually. So if it's she was going crazy with that. So you went from that to $5K a month and then
Well, $5K a month is $60,000 a year.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
not.
Yeah, not an
I mean, I just
exorbitant
think
amount of money.
she clearly didn't have good advice.
Well, and I think he also, and I thought legally, forget the
Yeah.
there's moral and ethical issues involved
Yeah.
in this story, but legally, I thought the move to pay her in advance for all 18 years was pretty smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Because
just wrap it up. Just
right,
Get it,
because he
get
gets
done.
it off the plate.
Yeah.
And if Michael were here,
as soon as I said it, I thought about
Yeah.
that, and I was wondering if you would just let me slide. Yeah.
What Michael would be offended by is that he feels strongly, he played in the NBA for a lot of years, and he's, Clay's in the NBA now. He feels strongly that father, in this case Anthony Edwards, needs to be involved in the child's life, and he's made a conscious decision not to be. Now that's kind of in the area where I don't want to, get into, because I never think, I don't want to put myself in somebody else's family. Every family's different. But I thought as a legal maneuver, paying her 18 years in advance was pretty smart, because once it went to court, the judge went, well, he not only lived
signed a
up,
contract.
he not only lived up to the terms of the agreement, he paid you in advance.
If anything, if you had a good financial advisor, you could take that money and invest it and
Well,
make more on that.
Right. And if you just got 10% on the $1 million, you'd be set for life.
Yeah.
So I thought it was an interesting story, and so I thought I'd throw it out there. All right, coming up, we will spin the wheel of questions. Laura's got that one today. And also, by the way, the Dodgers have the bases loaded right now. And Freddie Freeman, who already is homered in this game, is at the plate with the bases loaded. Also, do you know that there's a stat in Major League Baseball that basically tells you how many home runs you would have had the wind not been blowing?
Really?
Yeah, I'll get into it and explain it to you next. Mason in Ireland, Momo in Ferme, ESPN LA.
Hey, listen up, soccer fans. San Antonio Cardinal Wine and ESPN LA want to send you and a guest to the final match of the season. It's the Soccer Dream Ticket. Enter for your chance to win now at soccerdreamticket.com. That's soccerdreamticket.com. Brought to you by San Antonio Cardinal Wine, the perfect game day wine.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
But I will just tell you that I never was the victim of this, but I did get into trouble. I told the story yesterday, but I'll finish it off, which is when Playboy magazine, because a bunch of you brought up Playboy magazine yesterday, when the magazines were available in the magazine rack right next to Sports
Prior to the
Illustrated,
covers, yeah.
right, I would take a Sports Illustrated and put it on the outside, and I put the Playboy on the inside. And I would look at the Playboy magazine, and then the guy, his name was Mr. Rashkin. He was the pharmacist, and it was his store, and he would bust me, and he would kick me out of the store.
Right.
Hey, you little 6-year-old animal looking at those Playboy
You
magazines.
filthy animal.
You little jerk. Get out of here. I got kicked out for looking at Playboys.
Yeah.
So maybe you needed a chaperone.
Maybe I did.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Looking for an easy way to save energy and earn money? With Clean Power Alliance's Power Response Home program, you can do both. You could earn $20 just for signing up. Get paid to power down today at cleanpoweralliance.org/home.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That's a dumbass question.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, guys. So this came up on my Twitter, and I know that you guys probably saw it because it's not the first time he's done this. But Deion Sanders has a dress code for his players, and I want you guys to hear it.
We start school when, Ben? Tomorrow. No slides. If I see you with, I'm going to send people to campus tomorrow. If I see you with slides on campus, it's going to be a problem. If I see you with a hoodie on in class or some headphones on in class, it's going to be a problem. If I see you sitting in the back of the classroom, it's going to be a problem. Do we understand that? And if you're online, and you have online classes, and you don't have a shirt on, or you got a white beat on, or you have some stupid on that causes a distraction, or you walk around during that online session, it's going to be a problem. We good with that, guys?
All right. So I actually personally love this, but I also thought of myself when I was in college.
Yeah.
I went in sweats, PJs. I was in slides. I went bummy. So when I was looking at the comments, they were really divided. Some were praising him for teaching the players, like, yo, you show up ready. And then others were like, why do you care so much? I'm in college. I wear slides. So where are you guys kind of on this?
I love Deion for this. I think that what he is telling people is, hey, we're going to hold you to a higher standard if you're going to be if you're going to be one of the faces of our football team and you're going to represent us. I want you sitting in the front of the class. I want you paying attention. I want you dressed appropriately. You are here so we can develop you as men. You know, I get you when you're 17, 18 years old. And when you get out of here, 22 years old, I want you to know how to respectfully treat people, how to survive in a group environment. I love this. How about you?
I like it, but I also am with Laura on this. I remember what I was like in college, and I just wore our travel sweats like every day to class. Like we had a lot going on. I wasn't into being fancy for class. I was just like, whatever, I'll get up and I'm in class. I was in the back a lot. I was pretending not to be paying attention, and I was sleeping because I always had to take morning classes.
Right.
And I'm not a morning person. So
most athletes do because you guys practice in the afternoons, right? Yeah.
So but I did fine. I was always there. I didn't skip class. I did fine. So I know what he's saying. Like, I guess I could be okay with no slides or don't have a stupid distraction shirt on or something like that. But I don't know about the sweats. And headphones, okay. You can take the headphones off because you want to be paying attention. I don't know, sitting in front of the class and all.
I kind of like it. Brian, what do you think?
My whole thing is I don't think it's necessary if they're doing well in class. I think it's one thing if they're, they got D's and F's, then you could kind of implement this for them. But to that point, too, there was a bunch of football players when I went to school. Even Alex Kappa ended up going to NFL. Back of the class, slides, every day. It was no big deal. And he was one of the smartest kids in class. So I don't think the two necessarily correlate.
Laura, do you have a problem with the dress code?
I don't, because I understand what he's trying to do. But again, back to my point, I remember how I went to school.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay to hold the football players to a higher standard than the rest of the students.
Yeah, and like if you wanted to say, hey, we need to have you in team-issued polo shirts or something, like, that's fine. Or team-issued sweats, I think that's fine.
Do you guys, sorry, Momo, do you guys think it has a lot to do with, because I know where I went to school, I went to a few different schools, the athletes kind of got a lot of slack.
Yeah.
And they were like,
in most places they do.
And it's also like you're setting a tone for like, this is more for the bottom of the group rather than the top of the group. And so if I was in like top of the group, I'd be a little annoyed. Like, hey man, I don't need all this extra stuff. I'm still going to do my thing. But I get why you got to do it.
Speaking of Deion, Shedeur was finally asked yesterday at practice about those comments that Dylan Gabriel made. We played him the other day for you where they asked Gabriel how he deals with all the noise in the quarterback room. And he goes, well, they're entertainers and they're competitors. I'm here to compete. And everybody just assumed he was talking about Shedeur. Gabriel swears he wasn't. He has told Shedeur that. But Shedeur was asked about it. So he said, how do you feel about Dylan Gabriel now? And listen to what he said, and then I'm going to compare it to somebody else that we all know. Here's Shedeur.
Honestly, I don't even think about nothing. I don't think about anything. If it's not words or anything, at this point, it can't do anything to me. I know, the God put the ability and the power within me to not even think about nobody else's comments, not care. It is what it is. I spoke with him. He said, nah, bro, that wasn't. He said, that wasn't. He told me on the plane. He came up. He was like, nah, bro, that wasn't at you. I see how they trying to spin. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm not tripping, regardless of whatever it was. Nobody's words or anything affects me, So, yeah.
So did you believe him when he told you it wasn't on you?
Did I believe him?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're trying to start stuff now. I feel like you're trying to start stuff. I mean, he's doing his job. He's supposed to. Do I feel like he did? I don't know. And that's not on me to sit here and be like, oh, he did it. That's not going to change my life in any way.
All right, you know who else is like this? Who just does not care about the noise? It doesn't affect him? Bronny. Bronny is, if you come in and rip, he goes to a game and they start yelling nepotism or you don't belong in the league, or just rolls right off his back. LeBron's tried to explain this to people. He does not care. Yeah. Bronny does not care. He's singularly focused on getting better at basketball and trying to make it in the NBA. Will he make it? I don't know. But I think he's got a chance. And one of the reasons is he does not have rabbit ears. He just doesn't care.
And I admire people like this because I wish I had that ability.
I don't have that club in my bag either.
I don't either. It's like it. I've gotten better at it over the years. Like I do let most stuff roll off my back, but there's still some that get through. There's still some arrows that get through the armor, and it's always the same stuff, right, John? It's the same stuff that we feel annoyed by or insecure about or whatever it is. But I think Shedeur was basically saying like, I really don't care what he said, and that you're trying to start something, and I kind of appreciate that the way he handled that.
All right, I mentioned this when I teased it. I didn't know this. I'm curious if you knew it because you actually played competitive softball. Did you know that Major League Baseball has a stat for balls that would have been home runs if not for the wind?
Love that.
Okay. I didn't know it. They did, but they do. Cal Raleigh, the Mariners catcher who leads baseball in home runs, would have 7 more homers this year if not for the weather.
Wow.
And I think he's sitting at 48, so he'd have like 55 homers.
Jeez.
All right, now here's my question. As a hitter, do you want to know that?
Yeah.
Because it would just frustrate the crap out of me.
I mean,
I'm not sure
speaking
I'd
of somebody
know.
with 0 career home runs, but I had a lot of warning track power. It was always warning track power. I want to know that. How many of those would have gone out? Of course.
Yeah.
But I will say though, most home runs are it's the same for everybody in the game. So I mean, the only difference is if you play in a pitcher's park or you play in a hitter's park. So like generally speaking, Colorado numbers are inflated because they hit more there. Or if you play in a park where it's always really hot, flies out of the ballpark more. Whereas Dodger Stadium is more of a pitcher's park. But Shohei plays there, and he had 50-50 last year. So it can't be that bad.
By the way, Shohei got hit with a line drive last night while he was pitching. Today was a scheduled day off. He was taking today off even before he got hit with the ball. But that's one thing to watch with this huge series coming up against San Diego.
Huge series.
By the way, the lead is 1. The Dodgers lead the Padres by 1 game. Dodgers are playing right now. They're in Colorado.
They're up 4-1.
And it's in the bottom of the – no, they just had the top of the third. Top of the third. So it's 4. But in Colorado, 4-1 will not be the final score.
Mookie just turned an incredible double play. Shortstop, by the way.
And then after this game, they fly straight to San Diego. And then it's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday afternoon. last 3 games. By the way, I don't like that. Last 3 games of the season against the Padres. Well, when they're talking about all this realignment, one of the things it would do is you would go back to a lopsided schedule and maybe no more interleague play because the Angels and the Dodgers would be in the same division anyway, so you won't need interleague play for geographical rivalry.
I feel like the last few series of the year should all be against your rivals. And this is what the division comes down to every year anyway.
And so now these 3 games have more significance. And by the way, the Dodgers have the season series against the Padres wrapped up. So they already have the tiebreaker regardless of what happens this weekend. But all these games really count too because, these are the 2 teams.
They just swept them. So they got to – if you just get one, then you feel better about it, right? But if you sweep them and then they sweep you, whoo.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, coming up next is sports graffiti. We do this every day. We open the phone lines and let you take over the show. You can talk about anything you want. It can be any of the stuff that we've brought up so far today in the first hour, or you can go off the board and talk about anything you want. It's your segment. You can do what you want with it. 877-710-ESPN. That works out to 877-710-3776. Phone lines open now. Sports graffiti. Coming at you next, ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen from NFL Network. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon, right after the all-new Sedano and Cap morning show.
The Rich Eisen Show, broadcasting live from Los Angeles every weekday. And now coming right here to ESPN LA.
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Dealing with slow drains, dips in water pressure? Trust the experts at NextGen, the official AC heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Their expert technicians fix even the toughest of jobs. Get your stubborn drains working again with expert drain clearing for just $88. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with their 30-day guarantee. Call NextGen now at 833-3-NEXTGen or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173, 30-day guarantee and $88 drain clearing requires accessible clean out and camera inspection.
Labor Day savings are on now at George Chevrolet. Don't miss out on the hottest deals of the summer. Take advantage of incredible Labor Day specials on the top-selling Chevy models like the rugged Colorado, to the family-sized Traverse, or the track-ready Corvette Stingray. And with federal EV rebates ending soon, now is the best time to lock in maximum savings on the full lineup of electrified Chevy models. Hurry in, Labor Day savings won't last. Visit George Chevrolet of the 91 Freeway, Lakewood exit in Bellflower, or at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Saturday, LAFC heads to Texas as global superstar Sun Heung-min leads the black and gold for a battle with FC Dallas.
Sun to Schwarzer, the shot at it!
Follow every pass, every dribble, every shot from Sonny as LAFC looks to keep climbing the MLS table.
Yeah, Sonny's been a great addition to the team. He's been lively, fresh energy.
Pre-game coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. on the home of Sonny in the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Pechanga Resort Casino is giving away $1 million in August. Win your share of the $1 million in prizes by using your Pechanga Club card when you play your favorite slots or table games to earn entries. Then, be at Pechanga Resort Casino every Saturday in August to activate your entries for the weekly drawing. You could be one of the many winners of the $100,000 in cash, and thousands in easy play is also up for grabs. Must be present to win. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details. Must be 21 or older with valid ID to participate.
Are you ready for amazing golf at one of the best courses in Southern California and to be part of raising money for an incredible cause? It's time for the 4th annual Give Back Golf Classic, Friday, August 29th at the stunning Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda, benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Folds of Honor, they have a mission to empower deserving military families with educational support and opportunities. Register to play now at blackgoldgolf.com/FOH. Plus, there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of this amazing event. blackgoldgolf.com/FOH.
Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
All right, it is time for Sports Graffiti. No Mace today. Momo, Ramona Shelburne's in for him. And all lines are open. We start with Jim. Hey, Jim, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, I am a loyal podcast listener, so I'm actually calling about something you said yesterday.
Okay,
John. You're talking about LeBron and why people don't like him as much. I never liked LeBron. I think it was because of the comparison to Kobe, right? Just like I never liked MJ because of the comparison to Magic, where I thought that Magic was a better, more overall player. But I do now respect LeBron far more than I ever had, especially now that he's a Laker and he's brought us a championship. But I think it goes back to that comparison between him and Kobe is who's better.
All right, thanks, Jim. Ramona, it's the we talk about it every day, and somebody said yesterday we've beat this horse to death, and they were right, so I don't want to dwell on it. But it is the number one mystery in my life right now is why Laker fans, people that want the Lakers to win, don't like LeBron. I don't get it. Here's Randy. Hey, Randy, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, John. I want to get your opinion. What do you think about professional athletes who make movies and then do nothing to promote them for the benefit of the rest of the cast or anything? Specifically, Kevin Durant, 13 years ago, made a movie, Thunderstruck.
I saw that movie.
I saw that movie, too.
Yeah.
It's not very good. It's like a kid's movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the kid, Brian Newell, the lead kid that had the special powers?
Yep.
Navy, yeah.
Yeah, that's my son.
Oh,
no kidding.
And the only thing Kevin Durant did to promote the movie was we went back to Orlando for the All-Star game, and they had a panel that he sat on. That was the only time he's ever mentioned the movie in his career that I'm aware of, which would have benefited, the whole cast and crew and everything, and the attention he gets. I just wanted to see what your opinion was.
Well, it's a really good question, Randy, because Ramona and I were just talking off the air about a lot of teams in this market are tone deaf when it comes to media. Media in Los Angeles, the number 2 market in the country, is like $1 million worth of free advertising. And we had a story yesterday that both Deshaun Foster and Lincoln Riley have basically closed practice because they're control freaks. A lot of football coaches are. A lot of basketball coaches too. But I honestly believe if Mark Dellins was still the SID at UCLA, this would not be happening.
No, Mark Dellins would never allow that.
What Mark understood, what John Black understood when he was running the Lakers, what old school PR people understood is that if you allow your players to talk to the media and to tell their personal stories, it sells tickets.
Yeah.
It improves the brand. It gets the team
it makes
more
people care.
popular.
It makes people care. Like we did a legitimate we did a whole segment on the Sparks today.
Right. And well, I'll just tell this story.
Yeah.
Couple of weeks ago, we were scheduled to have the Sparks coach on, and she blew us off. And so last night after the game, I texted Laura and I said, hey, if they want to come on today, if Kelsey Plum wants to come on today, if Lynn, the coach, wanted to come on today, we would do it. And they said no. So,
to me, that's
all we can do is ask.
Yeah, and this is like, this is a legitimate segment. This isn't just being nice or, we'll promote. No, they had a great game that people care about, and Kelsey Plum's a legit star in this town. And I don't know. She should make an effort.
All we can do is ask.
Yep.
And by the way, we got a million other teams to cover here.
Yeah.
We can do stuff on the Dodgers and the Lakers are the two big, they stir the drink in this town. We could go on the air every day and talk Dodgers, Lakers, and get big ratings.
Yep.
If we never talked about anything else.
Yep.
So the other stuff, when we're trying to promote UCLA football, USC football, Sparks basketball, and they tell us, we're not interested. We don't want our people on your show. That's all we can do. There's nowhere else for us to go. Here is, thanks, Randy, for the phone call. Here is Ray. Hey, Ray, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Long-time listener, many-time caller. I would just like to push back a little bit on the narrative about PEDs in Major League Baseball.
Okay.
And cite the fact that greenies, methamphetamine and amphetamine, had been used since the late 40s and early 50s, all the way up to the 1980s. So who knows how many records?
Ray, to your point, when I started in sports media in the 80s, particularly in hockey locker rooms, they had Sudafed in a bowl like M&M's right on the table because it hopped the players up.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about, Ray.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, like they were candy. And
I get, like, when I take that, I wear an Oura ring, okay? So whenever, if you get a little sick or something, sometimes you take a Claritin D or a Sudafed or whatever you get it. My Oura ring, my resting heart rate it jumps. That's how powerful that stuff is.
Yeah, and but you make a fair point that and A. Martinez, when we were working with him, before he went on to be a big star at PBS, used to make this point that they should just allow all PEDs or disallow them, but either one, just be consistent. Because to Ray's point, there were guys using that stuff for years, Ray.
Yeah, and as a medical professional, it needs to be in our hands, not in street dealers' hands.
Right. So that's how you control it. It's a good call. Thank you. Here's Ishmael. Hey, Ishmael, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Yeah, hi. How you guys doing? Hope everything's good. Just my question was in regards to the Lakers. Defensive-wise, where do you see them at right now? What's the potential of Janis or, Mr. Denver?
Jokic?
What's his name? Jokic. What are your thoughts on the potential this season, some kind of trade? But mostly on the defensive side.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. First of all, when it gets to guys like Giannis and Jokic, I would not count on them becoming Lakers, especially not this season. I think that anybody telling you that is possible or even likely is probably lying. I just don't think it's in the cards. Could it happen? I mean, last year in the middle of the season, we traded for Luka. So pretty much anything could happen. But Ramona, do you agree with me that I wouldn't expect either one of those guys to move?
Not this year. Giannis, I could see sort of kind of at the trade deadline if they're terrible. If like the Bucks are terrible. I don't think the Bucks are going to be terrible. I think they're being pretty good this year, especially in the Eastern Conference. But Jokic, no way. And to your question about the defense, I think it's a really fascinating question. John, as you know, they had one of the best defenses in the league right after they made the Luka trade, which is kind of counterintuitive because they traded Anthony Davis and Max Christie.
What do you think of this idea? I saw one article, or Laura had this today in her notes, that one NBA scout says that they should start Marcus Smart and bring Rui off the bench for two reasons. One, Marcus could always guard. There's so many great point guards in the West, whether it be Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Booker, Steph Curry. The West is loaded with elite scoring guards. So, start of the game, you put Marcus Smart in the starting lineup. You bring Rui off the bench. The scouts' point was twofold. Number one, you have a point of attack defender to take on the Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Devin Booker types in Marcus Smart.
Right.
And then when Rui comes in as the sixth man, he'll destroy the second unit on other teams because he's better than all those guys. What do you think?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, To me, their weakness defensively is going to be in the backcourt because you have Luka and Austin Reeves.
Unless you start Marcus Smart.
And so you're thinking like Luka is sort of a forward.
Austin becomes a swing guy or Luka, either one.
Yeah, okay. I don't hate that. I don't know if that is Rui the guy. Yeah, Rui's probably the guy that you.
Well, you're not benching Luka, you're not benching LeBron, and you're not benching DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
so
okay.
He's the only one.
I don't hate that. To me, the biggest issue is going to be how it changes because LeBron. He almost played a 5 a lot of times defensively last year. He was like the quarterback of the defense. He was barking out coverages. He was sort of that backline defender, the help guy on everything. Clearly, that's going to be Ayton, but is LeBron still going to play that quarterback role? And if so,
I think so.
How does that change? I also kind of wonder how their perimeter defense is going to hold up because that backcourt is not obviously great defensively.
Let's go to Gil. Hey, Gil, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys, this one's for John Arlen. It's a challenge.
Okay,
I
man.
challenge you to say something nice about Alan Sliwa. I don't know what the deal is with the man. Is it because he didn't pay his radio dues and start in Beaumont, Texas? Is it because he came from sales?
He
doesn't look like Mike Trudell?
Hey,
Long live the third chair.
Hey, Gil, are you under the impression that I don't like Sliwa?
He hung up on himself.
Oh,
yeah. I'll say nice stuff
I
about
love
Alan Sliwa
Sliwa
all day. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a really good. I respect his hustle.
Gil, you have to worry. What you have to worry about if you work at this station is if I never talk about you.
That's right.
The people I like, I give a hard time to. Nobody gets a harder time for me than Mason.
Yeah.
Who I like more than anybody.
Yeah.
But so when we used to give Slee a hard time, that's why. And Michael's the same way. If Michael's talking about you and giving you a hard time, that means he likes you. If I never say your name and you are dead to me or you are out of my attention span, that's when you should worry. Because then and we've had many people. One time somebody came up to me here, I'll tell you who it is during the break, and said to me, he goes, I don't like it when you make fun of me. I said, thank you for telling me. And I never talked about him again.
Wow.
Ever. Doesn't work here anymore.
Wow. Yeah, that's the whole show.
Yeah. I mean, if you, by the way, it's like having a lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
If you don't like to be made fun of, or you don't want guys to give you a hard time, don't work here.
Right.
Because you won't last. Here's Dan. Hey, Dan, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, guys. Hey, quick question. I was wondering, I know you guys have been talking a lot about, players playing for their home countries and how owners feel about that.
Right.
Do you think the owners will start to implement maybe like if Luka plays for Slovenia and he gets hurt for the whole year, maybe the contract says that he loses a whole year's worth of salary? I don't know if they do that or not, but
no.
Do you see that happening?
No, I think right now that's against the collective bargaining agreement. And by the way, it should be, Momo. I don't think, me personally, I don't think NBA teams should be able to tell players they can't play for their home country. I think that is, if you're good enough, like Luka is, to represent your country, that is a tremendous honor. LeBron has played for Team USA. Kobe did it. Steph did it. Durant did it. Melo did it. Shaq did it. I mean, you can go all the way back to, Mitch Kupchak in the 70s did it. If you get asked to represent your country internationally, I don't think your team should be able to tell you no.
Well, I'll say this. Doing it in the Olympics is one thing, but there's a lot of off-season stuff.
You'd be okay with them banning that?
I don't know about banning, but I think a lot of teams do ask their players not to do it. Like right now, there's Eurobasket going on.
Right. That's what Luka's playing in.
Yeah. By the way, Serbia beat Slovenia by a lot today.
Yeah. What did Jokic? Well, no, Jokic isn't playing, right?
He played a little bit.
Okay. He's on the team? I thought he wasn't playing.
I think he did. I was following updates online.
All right. Here's our friend Portia. Hi, Portia. You're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hi, John Arlen. I just want to say I can't wait for Lakers season. And John Arlen, I'm going to definitely meet you at one game. I'm coming to a game, but I can't tell you what game I'm coming to. And I'm so excited for Lakers season.
Well, we are very easy to get to, Portia. Michael and I do the games right in the middle of the stands in section 111, and you guys are all welcome to come up and say hi anytime.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the code. Do you have anything else, or is that it?
And I just want to say, I just want to say, John Arlen, if you haven't checked out the new commercial with, what's her name, Natalia?
Yeah, we played it yesterday. Yeah, we played it on the air yesterday. Yeah, it's really good. I was really happy for Natalia, who, by the way, has turned out to be gorgeous. I mean,
Kobe's daughter.
Yeah. I mean, she's in a new Nike ad with Jalen Brunson.
Oh, cool.
And the gist of the ad is, Brian, do I still have that up here, or did you pull it?
I have it there for you.
Okay. So I don't see it, so I'm going to have you play it. This, I'll explain it. So it's Jalen Brunson in New York City walking into one of those jewelry stores where you have to buzz people in.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, I'm looking for something fresh. And a jeweler is trying to sell Jalen jewelry, like cufflinks, earrings, blah, blah, blah. He goes, what's she working on? And in the back, there's a girl working on a shoe. It's the new Kobe 3.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And that's Natalia. Here's what it sounds like.
Okay.
5 rings, 1 for each finger. Come on down. Bring your wallet. You gonna buzz them in? Well. Captain Clutch, the Brunson burner in the flesh. Still hot.
I'm looking for something special.
We got bracelets, big body, loud wrists, lots of bling.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not it.
Say less. You an earring guy?
Nah.
How about some cufflinks, twin snakes, real venom?
What's she working on?
Not sure that's your speed. You gotta have that dog
I got
in
you.
you.
Let me just take a look.
Whoa. You reach, I teach.
Maybe if he passes the test.
Sure.
How are you in the clutch?
I'm pretty good under pressure.
Highly polished?
Yep.
Impeccable craftsmanship.
Definitely.
Do you ever give him that in the garden?
Of course.
You might be ready, but I'm still not convinced.
Well.
So that's the new Nike ad.
Okay.
And the girl in that ad, the super attractive young girl, is Natalia Bryant.
Okay.
And she comes off great.
Is she she's a volleyball player, right?
Well, she's out of USC now. She just graduated.
Okay.
So I don't know what she's doing career-wise,
Next,
but she's
yeah.
obviously doing some work involving
Cool.
Nike. So good for her.
Cool.
All right, that's it for sports graffiti. I think, too, that when you all of us, nobody really knew how to talk about Kobe's death when it happened, and everybody was obviously wishing the best for her, but all those girls were young, the girls other than Gigi. Somebody told me Bianca is 8, and she threw out the first pitch at a baseball game.
8.
She was a baby when Kobe died.
Wow.
So those girls are growing up nicely. Good for them. All right, Momo's in for Mace. I'm John Ireland. Mason and Ireland rolls on after this. By the way, Dodgers up 5-1 in the 4th. ESPN LA.
And we made the announcement yesterday, starting on Tuesday, September 2nd, a new football season weekday fall lineup. It all begins with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle until 7 a.m. And then the Sedano and Cab Morning Show from 7 to 9 a.m. Then broadcasting live from L.A., the Rich Eisen Show at 9 a.m., Mason and Ireland at noon, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show from 3 to 6 p.m. The new football season on-air weekday lineup for the fall starts on Tuesday, September 2nd. Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Looking for an easy way to save energy and earn money? With Clean Power Alliance's Power Response Home program, you can do both. Simply reduce your electricity use with small actions, such as unplugging appliances or air drying laundry during times of high energy demand. You could earn $20 just for signing up. Power Response. Great for your wallet and for the planet. Get paid to power down today at cleanpoweralliance.org/home.
It's the summer tradition fantasy football fans wait for. The ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Sedano and Cab live from 3 to 6 p.m. Then stick around to hang out with the crew and dive into all the fantasy football action. Whether you're drafting your team or just soaking up the atmosphere, enjoy great food, drinks, giveaways, and the chance to connect with fellow fans. Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details. Thanks to Hollywood Park Casino. Park. Party, play.
Hey, it's Mace. Get ready, LA. AARP Los Angeles and ESPN LA are teaming up to kick off the 2025 football season in a big way. We're giving 2 lucky winners a pair of tickets to the first professional football game of the season right here in LA. That's right. You and a guest could be in the stands soaking in the energy, the action, and the thrill of game day. No catch, no purchase necessary, just a chance to win an unforgettable experience thanks to AARP Los.
Hey,
Hey, this is Julie May at Hollywood Park Casino, home of the ESPN LA Fantasy Draft Party. It's back, so save the date, August 28th. Sign up with your team or your league at espnla.com, and you can win so many prizes. We'll have Sedano at cap, 3 p.m., and the draft starts at 6 p.m. So park, party, and play with us at Hollywood Park Casino.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland, Momo. Ramona Shelburne is in for me. So a couple nights ago, I knew Ramona was coming in today and tomorrow. So a couple nights ago, I started the Cowboys documentary on Netflix, and I texted Ramona, and I say, try and watch at least one episode of this. And what I realized after I sent that to you is you can't just watch one episode.
I was like, John, I'm trying to go to bed at 10 o'clock.
No,
there's no going to bed at 10 o'clock if you start watching
Two nights in a row.
Yeah, me too.
After the Dodger game, I started it, and then you can't. You know how it has the automatic rolls?
Oh, yeah.
Brian, have you watched any of these episodes yet?
I haven't started. I'm waiting for the weekend because everybody keeps saying
How
you
about
can't
you,
just
Laura?
watch one.
No, exactly. I don't have time to go back to back, so weekend it is. Sunday.
It's so good.
By the way, the Dodgers are just beating up on the Rockies at this point.
Finally.
They're up 7-1. And it's not even, and they're in the
Look
top.
At Freeland.
Yeah, they're in
he's doing the Freddie dance. This is the most hits he's had all year.
He has a double and a triple.
Yeah, he could go for the cycle here.
Yeah, the last time anybody for the Dodgers hit for the cycle was like 12 years ago.
Okay.
So, maybe he's got a chance. The other day, somebody had a chance to do it and was just missing the triple. But that's the hardest one to get.
Yeah.
He already has the triple. So he's got the double and the triple. He just needs a single and a home run. And it's only the fourth inning. So he might be able to do it. All right. So here's my question. What makes a great sports doc? Why are we so captivated by this Cowboys? And it's great. It reminds me of The Last Dance.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, you know why I think it is? It's like a soap opera.
It really is, yeah. Okay, first of all, when you said to your first question, what makes a great documentary? Candor.
And Jerry is all about candor.
Yeah, and what's amazing with him, I think we're probably just getting the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
But even that is amazing. Like the way he talks about, he just opening up this big can of worms. Like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa. Oh,
right.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, in order to get the money to buy the Cowboys.
He said, I almost bought the San Diego Chargers when I was in my 20s because I was hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa, and
Hoffa
said,
gave him the money.
Yeah.
And his dad, Jerry Jones's dad, said, what are you going to do when you can't make a payment? You're going to end up 6 feet under. Those guys aren't messing around. They're all in organized crime.
Oh.
And he talked Jerry out of it.
And here's the thing, too. I lived this. I watched the Cowboys and that whole dynasty. I remember them drafting Troy Aikman. My dad went to UCLA.
Right.
So I followed Troy Aikman. I was about that age. I think I was probably 10 or 11, so I definitely was a sports fan by then. And I remember when they got Troy. I remember when they went 1-15. But all the backstory is I wasn't aware of all this and how they put it all together. And then blowing out Tom Landry. I mean, just the way they did it, where they went to the Mexican restaurant, which happened to be Tom Landry's favorite restaurant, and Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones got photographed together, and nobody had told Tom Landry he was fired yet.
Right.
So then Jerry
and Tom Landry loved that restaurant.
Oh yeah, and everybody told him, "Hey, this thing with Jimmy Johnson is kind of done." And I don't think I realized that Jerry and Jimmy Johnson won a national title together at Arkansas. I think I knew they played together and they were friends.
You know who was on that coaching staff?
Who?
Barry Switzer.
Oh.
He was one of the coaches, the position coaches. He didn't coach the line, which Jerry and Jimmy played on. And Jerry and Jimmy were roommates because they did everything alphabetically.
Yeah.
Jones, Johnson, Jones.
Right. Yeah, JJ.
By the way, a little tidbit that I've shared with many other times, but my second market in TV was Beaumont, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Jimmy's from. Jimmy Johnson's from. So he went to high school in Port Arthur, which is a small town right on the Gulf.
Yeah.
And they sat alphabetically in class at Thomas Jefferson High School. So Jimmy Johnson was the big man on campus, captain of the football team, on his way to Arkansas to play football. And the girl sitting behind him in class, who they used to make fun of and called her beet weeds because nobody understood her talent, was Janis Joplin.
Wow.
Was in the same elementary, middle, and high school class as Jimmy Johnson.
Crazy.
And if you ask Jimmy about it now, he'll go, yeah, we made fun of her because she was so weird, and nobody even understood how talented she was. We completely screwed that up.
Okay, there is a lot of Bus family parallels in this one too.
I agree. Yeah.
Jerry Buss and Jerry Jones have a lot of similarities
because they risked everything to become the owner.
They literally,
and everybody told them they were crazy.
And also, they buy the team, and the kids are all about the same age. Like the Bus kids were about teenagers, but early 20s when Jerry bought the Lakers.
Just like the Jones kids.
Exactly. And they kind of, and he says, I want to go into business with my family. I want my kids to work for the team. They understand.
And his daughter said, I don't know anything about football.
Yeah.
And now she's like in upper management.
Chief brand
with the Cowboys.
manager,
Yeah.
and Stephen Jones is I also I had no idea that Jerry Jones walked in and turned to the general manager at the opening press
Tex
conference. He texted Schramm and said, I want your job.
Right. And then Tex was out less than a year
God.
later. The most amazing thing about this doc is, and I don't think this could happen today, but maybe it could, is so the Cowboys, Jerry buys the team and they go 1-15 with Jimmy as the coach.
And this is after he goes and blows out Tom Landry and says that about Tex Schramm.
Well, Tom Landry was 3-13 the year before.
But still, he was Tom Landry.
Right. But so then he buys the team, and with Troy Aikman at quarterback and Jimmy Johnson as the coach,
oh my gosh,
they go 1-15.
Yeah.
They trade their best player, Herschel Walker. Everybody makes fun of him, and they use all the draft picks from that. And within 4 years, they'd won the Super Bowl. So they went from worst to first, which is so hard to do in sports.
Well,
so
also, the Herschel Walker trade was crazy.
Right. So they win it in 92. They win it in 93. Okay. The 93 season, 94 Super Bowl. Jerry and Jimmy are at a meeting, owners meeting in Orlando at Disney World. And all the coaches are there, all the executives are there, and they're at a table, and Jerry walks into the bar. And Jerry's got a glass of Johnny Walker, and he walks up to the table to, like, raise a glass, like, hey, guys, good to see you. And it was Dave Wanstedt and Butch Davis and all the assistants and their wives, and they all said, hey, Jerry, here's to the Cowboys, blah, blah, blah. And Jimmy sat there with his arms folded and didn't even acknowledge Jerry. And Jerry, this is all in the doc. Jerry grabs Ed Werder and another guy, I think it was Rick Gosselin, who were working for the Dallas Morning News covering the Cowboys. And he goes, they were in the bar. He goes, don't go home yet, boys. You'll miss the biggest story of the year. And Ed Werder says to Jerry, what's the biggest story of the year? He goes, I'm going to fire that MFing selfish you-know-what.
Whoa.
And he goes, are you talking about Jimmy? He goes, yeah, I'm done with that MFer. And he goes, and you're going to do it tonight.
Right here.
And he goes, I wouldn't go to sleep if I were you. And that night, he cut the deal with Jimmy. And they have a press conference. And Jimmy comes out and goes, I'm not coaching the Cowboys anymore. After back-to-back Super Bowl wins, when he took them from worst to first. Can you imagine that happening today?
There was a lot of stuff, though, about what a jerk he was. Like, he was really, like, Jimmy was kind of obsessed. And Troy goes, but we were all having a lot of fun. We were rolling. Jimmy wasn't. And then they had a backup running back in a meaningless game where they're about to make the playoffs. The guy fumbles twice, and Jimmy cuts him.
On the spot. after the game.
And Jimmy goes, I know a lot of coaches have trouble cutting players. They feel bad about it. I don't.
Right. Yeah, and so this is, and Aikman is a huge part of this.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin's a huge part of this.
Emmett.
It is so good.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, watch the Cowboys documentary on Netflix. It's great. The other one I've been beating the drum for people to watch is Southpaw, the Jim Abbott doc on ESPN. If you haven't seen that, go watch that.
I like the Diana Taurasi doc, too.
Okay, so
she's a good story.
So people are going to accuse me of repeating stories, but I do. So the Jim Abbott thing will blow you away.
Okay.
So Tim Meade, who was the PR guy at that time, is in this doc. Tim Brown, who we all know, the great writer who covered the Lakers for a while, covered baseball for LA Times, Yahoo. He was covering baseball back then for the LA Times. And they say that everywhere Jim Abbott went, every time they went to a town, name a city, he would get a letter or a phone call from somebody saying, I have a son that has one limb. Would you please meet him? I want him to see that he can still have a normal life. And Abbott said yes to all of it. Even if he's having a bad game, good game, he just felt it was kind of his responsibility when he could to give back. And Tim Meade would go to him and go, Jim, you don't have to do this. You've lost 2 games in a row. You got blown out in your last start. If you just want to concentrate on baseball, you can. And Jim's like, nope, this is more important. And then, Ramona, they went and found all these kids as adults. And they all talk about what that meant to them. And you'll just sit there with your jaw dropped. One of the best parts of that doc is there's a writer who covers the Yankees when Abbott's pitching for the Yankees. And the guy says in an article, he was doing the Yankees midseason thing. He goes, the biggest problem with the Yankees is that the number 2 and 3 starters in this rotation are underachievers. They're paying them all this money. And Jim Abbott walks up to the guy the next day and goes, you're calling me an underachiever? A guy who has one hand? You could use a lot of words to talk about me. But to call me an underachiever is so ridiculous and so wrong. I can't believe you did that. And the writer got right in his face and said, Jim, when you came here, you looked me right in the eye and said, treat me like every other player. Don't treat me like a special needs player, even though I am. I want to be treated like a baseball player. And Jim looked at the guy and goes, you know what? You're 100% right. I can't believe I just lit you up. I apologize. I'll do better. Next game, no hitter. I mean, how good is that?
Wow.
So go watch Southpaw on ESPN Plus. Go watch Cowboys documentary on Netflix. They're both very much worth your time and both very good. All right. Coming up next, Mark Cuban says he looks for one thing in potential employees, and it's not what you think. And you touched on this a little bit earlier, Momo, but we'll get into it because I'm curious how you deal with hate you get on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Fowler and Max Homa, 2 golfers, have decided to clap back and decide to take the hate head on. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. We'll get into it. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace. Laura, you want me to read this? All right, let me tell you about ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter knows it can take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job. That's why Ian Siegel, my buddy, created ZipRecruiter. You need to find quality candidates for all your roles fast. And ZipRecruiter helps you do that. And you can do it right now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. Again, that website, ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hey, be sure to join 710 for our summer tradition at Hollywood Park Casino, the ultimate fantasy football draft party. You can win a spot for you and 3 friends once you hear the cue to call. It's all happening Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Going to be a party? Oh, well, let me do that again. Going to be a party. Going to be a party. Listen all week for a spot in the ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
I cannot play modern video games like on Xbox or PlayStation.
Why not? They're so good.
Here's why. Because the remote control, right?
You mean the controller?
Yeah, what do you call it?
Not the remote control.
Well, I mean, isn't it remote?
I mean, yes and no.
Doesn't it control the game?
Yeah, but it's not a remote control.
All right, well.
Nobody calls it a remote control.
Okay.
A remote controls are like a TV. Yeah.
Well, the controller for the game, dude.
Yeah.
When you're holding it with both hands,
yeah.
On the right hand and the left hand where your index finger would go,
they got
there's
the
like
triggers.
a little flipper on the back.
Yeah, the
right?
triggers, yeah.
Triggers, not a flipper, a trigger.
Yeah.
It's a flipper on a
they
remote,
got some
but a
buttons.
trigger.
They got a button and a trigger, yeah.
Right. My index finger on the back, my thumb on the front.
You got to be able to use both hands.
Well, and
this isn't like an Atari 2600 where you just have the one joystick and the one button.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Have you been impacted by the Southern California wildfires, like Eaton and Palisades or other related fires this year? You're not alone, and you don't have to recover alone. Join us for the Ashes to Answers, a wildfire expert panel event, August 23rd at the Westin Pasadena. The event is free and hosted by the Rise Relief Project. We support those impacted by the wildfires with supplies, resources, and emotional care. Get real answers about insurance claim recovery, rebuilding your home, and your real estate options. Learn how to speed up your recovery and find out if you qualify for a wildfire class action lawsuit. Our team of experts, legal advisors, and community partners will be there, offering resources, support, and critical aid. In times of crisis, you need more than hope. You need help you can count on. Rise California. Relief, intervention, support, empowerment. Call 800-484-RISE or log on to risereliefproject.com to RSVP. Register now and receive a free gift at check-in to the event, August 23rd. 800-484-RISE.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Momo is in for Mace. And as I mentioned earlier, a couple of golfers, Ricky Fowler and Max Homa, have decided they've had enough with people
I have
beating
too.
them up
I'm
on
right there with
social
you
media.
guys.
And I think the issue for me is whether or not deciding to respond to somebody is if they're just like, I remember one day I used to sneak into your Twitter account.
I used to always leave my Twitter open.
And then I would write stuff like "I love Cal" and just goofy, funny stuff. But what I did, I remember saying to you when I did this was years ago.
Yeah,
I looked at your mentions and there was just there was a level of meanness in there that was ridiculous. If somebody is coming at me with what I think is something that I may not like, but it's fair, I'll engage with them. Yeah, but if it's somebody that's just saying, I hate you, like last week, somebody was making fun of my kid. I have a special needs kid.
What?
Who would do that?
Oh, I would.
No, I didn't.
Bye-bye.
I would block.
I did
immediately. I did.
I've had that
I
happen.
will go off.
Yeah.
I've had people make fun of my kids too, and I'm like, bye.
The tendency is to go off, but that's what they want you to do.
I know, but like I have 2 autistic brothers.
Right.
So for me, there's only certain things that you can say. Like if you want to talk trash about me, go ahead, whatever. I don't care.
Right.
If you want to talk trash, like somebody called my boyfriend, let's just not, you guys can go where? He's half black. You know, so I was like, I went off.
Right.
Like there's certain things that you can say that will set me off, and then I will block you. I will shame you. I will go off, and then I will block you.
Yeah.
There's
So
certain things you don't touch.
the question is, how do you deal with hate on social media? So Ricky Fowler, somebody came at Ricky Fowler and said, you're an embarrassment to the game of golf. You're an embarrassment to your family. I bet all this money on you, and you
it's
lost.
A gambler. Okay.
And so Ricky says he normally just lets that stuff go. And by the way, I'll tell you a really good small world Ricky Fowler story in a second. But so Ricky decided to engage with this guy, and he writes, Cliff, or whoever you are, you know where to find me, and I'd love to see you face to face. You're the one hiding behind a fake account. I'm sure your significant others are so thrilled with how you've done in life. Enjoy your Sunday evening. And then he tagged him.
Yeah.
And the reply got everybody in Ricky's corner. Like everybody was glad that Ricky went out. All right, so here's my Ricky Fowler story. Mason and I have been doing this since 1994. Okay, so we've been on the air for more than 30 years.
I won't tell you how old I was then.
Yeah. We're older than everybody. Mason.
I was in high school. It's okay.
But I bet you were listening to us.
I was. I was.
So I get a phone call like 7-8 years into our run. And I grew up in Corona Del Mar.
Yep.
And a friend of mine who I grew up with goes, hey, I'm buddies with a dad, and his daughter is a pole vaulter at Newport Harbor, and she's super attractive. She looks like a model.
Okay.
She already has, in high school, she already has a Nike deal. And, she can't take money, so they put it in a trust account for her. And he said, but it's gotten a little creepy. Ever since her picture started going viral, guys are showing up at her track meets just to meet her. And the dad is dealing with it, but he was talking about how he goes, I'd love to get the message out that this is just a high school kid. He goes, if I get the dad and the girl to come in studio, would you and Mason have them on? I go, yeah, that's really interesting. So he brings a girl in. Her name's Allison. And she was super nice. And the dad was super nice. And they said, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we love the fact that it's drawing attention to the track team and the school, but these guys are just creepy. And he goes, so now I kind of feel like I almost have to be at every meet just to keep an eye on my daughter and to make sure it doesn't. And by the end of it, he called me a couple weeks later and he goes, hey, thanks for having us on. It's been helpful. There's now people are on the lookout and they're getting rid of the creeps a lot quicker. And it was a good thing for us. So I said, great. And I forgot about it. So about 5 years later, I'm watching. And by the way, this girl went on to Cal and was a pole vaulter at Cal for 4 years and had a great college career. I'm watching Ricky Fowler at a tournament down in Florida. And he's won 6 times on tour. And he hits a putt to win a tournament, win like $2 million. And this girl runs onto the green and gives him a big hug. And the announcer goes, that's Ricky's fiance, Allison.
Oh.
And it was her. So she's now married. Her name is Allison Fowler. They have kids, and they're now married and together. And by the way, like Geeter's an Oakley guy. My buddy Kelly James, the singer, is friends with Ricky Fowler. Everybody that knows Fowler says he's like one of the great guys of all time. Cool. I've never met him. But I was kind of proud of him that he came back at this creep. Because I wish I could do it, but and I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
You and I have kind of made it to a certain part career-wise where a big part of our lives is don't screw it up.
Yeah, that's right.
So every time I'll write a response.
Yeah, and I don't.
And then I don't send it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I have done. I used to do that. I used to respond to people. And I would quote tweet it so that, that's like your followers will see it too.
Right.
Just, I see Mina Kimes does this every once in a while. Beetle will do it sometimes. It's always women in sports. We all get this.
Beetle will engage with she'll engage with an egg.
Yeah, she's the best. She's so funny in her responses too.
Awesome.
But I have found that most of the time it just kind of like crazy. Now there's so many aggregators that if I do that, it becomes like a whole story. You know, ESPN talent claps back at da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And I just don't want to elevate them and give them the attention or the satisfaction. So I have sometimes, not often, but if I see that the person coming at me is like, their profile pictures, they're a dad with like little girls or something.
Right.
I will direct message them.
See, I just did this
not all the time.
I just did this yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was asking like why I did certain things,
Yeah.
right? And I go, I like asked him to follow me, and I ended up having a great exchange with him. And most of the time, you can reason with people. Matter of fact, in my whole career,
Yeah.
there's only been one time, it happened this year, where I asked somebody, hey, please follow me. I want to send you some stuff. And the guy said, no way, I hate you. I'll never follow you. And then, then I followed him, and now he's backed off a little bit.
Right.
But there may be some mental illness going on with that
But
one.
I would say 99% of the time, I just straight Matumbo it.
Right.
I'm just block party.
Yeah.
Just bye.
Which is arguably the best way to handle that.
Yeah.
That
I don't mute. I want them to know I blocked you. Like, that's the thing. Like, I want you to know that response
Yeah, I've
elicited
blocked
a
maybe
block.
10 people ever, but they all deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone I blocked deserved it. Like, and it was funny. Remember Matt Berry, your guy?
Yeah.
Matt had somebody that I had previously blocked.
Matthew Berry, the fantasy guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he does. It's like a thing that he does is tries to like make online hate better or do favors for people online. Somebody that I had previously blocked, their favor that they were going to ask Matthew Berry to do was to get me to refollow them or to unblock them so they could like follow me again or like get in. I go, I don't remember why I blocked you, but it was probably a good reason.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, but when Matt asked me, I was like, all right, if you care that much, that's fine. I'll unblock you.
Have you had any trouble with him since you unblocked
Not that
him?
I remember.
Okay.
I just did it because Matt asked me to do it. But like, I feel like if somebody cared enough to do that, or get somebody who can get to me that do that. But as long as if it's disrespect, if it's personal, bye. And disrespect, I mean like real disrespect, not just like you're stupid. Or
well, if you come after my family,
Yeah,
if you come
bye.
after somebody that has nothing to do with me, I'm like, okay, you've got issues that are far beyond me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, should we allow trades in college football? Now that they're being paid, now that there's NIL, why wouldn't we? We'll get into that coming up next.
Hey, if you haven't heard this yet, I don't know where you've been, but starting on Tuesday, September 2nd, Travis and DeMarco move to afternoon drive. The Rams Super Bowl champion brings his football expertise, and Travis brings his greatness. That's good. Travis brings a lot. Well, producer Laura and producer DeAndre join the guys and to bring a fresh sound to your drive home. Travis and DeMarco, afternoon show, 3 to 6 p.m., Tuesday, September 2nd on ESPN LA.
Saturday, LAFC heads to Texas as global superstar Sun Hung Min leads the black and gold for a battle with FC Dallas.
Son, just one here, the shot Eddie!
Follow every pass, every dribble, every shot from Sonny as LAFC looks to keep climbing the MLS table.
Yeah, Sonny's been a great addition to the team. He's been lively, fresh energy.
Pre-game coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. on the home of Sonny in the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Get ready, LA. AARP Los Angeles and ESPN LA teaming up to kick off the 2025 football season in style. We're giving away a pair of tickets for 2 lucky winners for the first professional football game of the season right here in LA. No purchase necessary. Got to be 18 or older and a legal U.S. resident to enter. Void where prohibited. Promotion runs August 4th through August 22nd. Visit aarp.org/Los Angeles. This giveaway administered by AARP. Enter now.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's the summer tradition fantasy football fans wait for. The ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Sedano and Cab live from 3 to 6 p.m. Then stick around to hang out with the crew and dive into all the fantasy football action. Whether you're drafting your team or just soaking up the atmosphere, enjoy great food, drinks, giveaways, and the chance to connect with fellow fans. Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details. Thanks to Hollywood Park Casino. Park. Party, play.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland, we're getting ready for Fast Track at the top of the hour, and then Game of Games. Brian, your game today, right?
That's right.
And I got the game tomorrow.
Have you written it yet?
I have the concept.
Okay, good.
And I have an idea.
Your games
for
have been good lately.
Yeah, I've been working on them.
And Brian's games are either
always good. Yeah.
Either Brian or Michael has the best game every week. Brian and Michael
Michael's
are both
game
great.
are just.
What's that?
Not Pepe.
No. Although Pepe would disagree. Pepe would say,
game,
"What?"
Yeah,
Right.
Michael's games are so rad. Like half of these are going to be multiple choice. Some is buzzing.
I
Some is,
hate
there's
the buzzing.
going to be 25
Okay.
questions.
Yes.
You guys should
so many
see.
questions.
You
So
and you guys should see how hard he works on them.
Oh, I
do you
can see
guys?
it.
yeah.
Do you guys realize that he hand writes every question?
Oh, I know. I've seen his little,
Okay.
and it's a little sheet of paper too. It's not a big one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does them on planes. He does them in restaurants. He's
I
like,
got a little Michael story. It was so. This is so endearing. Okay, there was one time when I was going to host with Michael, and I think they had already teed me up and say, "Hey, Ramona, you're going to be in the lead chair."
Right.
You know, Michael's not really a lead host. I mean, he could be, I guess. You know, but
Yeah,
that's
but
not his
he's
role.
better
He's
as a
so
reactor.
good as a reactor.
Yeah.
So I was fully prepared to do the lead role that day. And I showed up, and Michael, because it was his show and he felt this sort of it was almost like the word that keeps coming to mind is like avuncular, like I don't want to, Ramona, I know there's a lot to ask of you, so I'm going to it's my show. I'm going to step up here. And,
Right.
nobody had told him that they had asked me to lead. So Michael had scripted out the opening to the show, like on a piece of paper.
Handwritten, of course.
Handwritten on a piece of paper. And he's like, "Oh, I got this." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm never going to step on your show. Like, I'm never going to be like, Ireland, let me just get out the way, John.
Yeah.
This is your show. You're Mason in Ireland. Like, I'm not." And so I think it was so cute. It was maybe like 3 pages of handwritten Michael Thompson like monologue off the top of the show. It was so great.
Yeah, Michael is one of a kind. He's the best. All right, so I mentioned this earlier. Should we allow trades in college football? And here's what made me think of it. The starting quarterback this year at UCLA is going to be a transfer named Nico. I think I'm pronouncing this wrong. Imaleva.
The guy from Tennessee, the one that was the whole story last year.
Okay. He transferred from Tennessee, started for the Vols last year. Now he's going to start for UCLA.
Kind of overplayed his hand with NIL deal there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know who's going to start for Tennessee?
Who?
Joey Aguilar, who played for UCLA last year.
Really?
They, in essence, traded quarterbacks. So it got me to thinking.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. Back when there was no NIL and the players weren't getting paid, it should be completely up to the student where he or she wants to go to school, and that's it. But now that they're being paid.
This is interesting.
Would it be ridiculous to suggest I have 3 really good quarterbacks? I'm paying all 3 of them. I can only play one. You have 4 really good wide receivers.
Wow.
You're paying all 4 of them. Let's trade a quarterback for a wide receiver. It's a win-win. Is that unfair to the students?
Oh, because they should
See,
have
if
a
I'm
choice.
the student, I want to go to where I'm going to play. So that I would welcome that.
And John, it's not even just NIL money. Now there's revenue sharing. That's
right.
the new settlement. So this is the people know about NIL. That's the collectives. That's the boosters. That's outside people paying you for your name, image, and likeness. Now there's going to be revenue sharing where each school has X amount of dollars. I don't know. Let's call it $40 million. Everybody expects that 95% of that's going to go to football and basketball. Okay, 5% is going to be left for the other sports. But that's that's kind of like a salary cap. You know what I mean? Like if you say my budget to pay the football team is $20 million, and I'm going to do $4 million for the quarterback, but that guy doesn't work out, maybe you can get some of your money back. Maybe you can,
or you get a position of need that you need.
Wow.
You think they should allow it?
Oh, that's a great idea.
It's fun to kick around. I don't know.
But I keep coming back to this thing that it should be up to the player.
Right. Well, you went to Stanford because you were excited about going to Stanford. If they would have traded you to Cal, for example, that's like
I'd be mad because this is my life. Like I'd rather sit the bench at Stanford than go to Cal.
Right. So you should have a say in it.
You should have a say.
So my plan needs work. We need to iron out the kinks, but I think it would be interesting.
You're onto something here.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Maybe if both students agreed to it. So that means maybe the students could go to you. Like you're an athletic director or you're a football coach. And I say, hey, Brian Cohen and I, we competed against each other in high school. We're kind of friends.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback. I'm a wide receiver. I can't crack into your
lineup,
rotation as a wide receiver. Brian thinks if he comes here, he could play quarterback. We both want to do it. Would you do it? Maybe that's how you get around it. Maybe if the players sign off.
Wow.
Because, Brian, you would want to play, right?
I feel like that'd have to be the case, though.
If
the players want to, I'm all for that.
Because it's not like
that's how it all kind of worked out with UCLA and Tennessee.
Right. They've just signed a letter of intent to go to college.
But the NIL agreement is a contract.
They are contracts.
So that makes it different.
Wow.
All right, let me sneak this in before we go to Fast Track. The social media team at Kansas State is catching some heat because they may have created a post praising the stadium, like a marketing campaign, from a Yelp review. Then somebody went down the hole and realized it was somebody in the marketing office that wrote the Yelp review. So they were being disingenuous. And everybody's saying, gotcha, big deal, big deal.
Yeah.
Here's my take on this, and I want you to tell me if I'm crazy. I always assumed that everyone lies on Yelp. Like that when I'm reading Yelp reviews, I always assume that at least 4 of these positive reviews have been written by people that work there.
Or their friends.
Right.
I've been asked to write one of these reviews.
Right.
Okay, so
I have zero issue with what Kansas State did.
Also, like my friend, she had a business and somebody wrote one bad review.
Mm-hmm.
Some person. And she found out later that it was from a rival, like a competitive rival.
Right.
And I was like,
Yelp is not 100% on the up and up.
No. And she was like, well, this is super damaging, and that's not right. This is our competitive business rival. And since she wrote to, a bunch of us, and she goes, hey, can you just write a nice review for me to, like, balance this out? Because I went from having, like, a 4-point whatever to, 2 stars because this one person gave me, like, 0 stars and a bad review or whatever. And so, yeah, of course I did it. Support my friend. But this whole thing, this has got to be better police. They've got to do a better job of weeding that out because you should not be able to hurt somebody else's business like that.
Right, but they do, and it happens all the time.
So, like, people also give you stuff. The last time I went out, our server was like, "Hey, you guys want some free dessert? Write a good Yelp review.
That's going on,
us."
huh?
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
But I usually
you too, Laura.
I got $5 off my meal.
Oh, you know what? That just reminds me. I got to put a picture up on that thing.
Yeah,
I get my Uber Eats cash or something.
You get stuff.
I'm gonna do it right now.
You get stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sedano's listening, and he says you can't trade college players because the NCAA does not consider them employees. But I think that's coming. The more money that gets exchanged through NIL, I think they'll eventually become employees. But George is right. Probably right now,
they pay them
it
as
wouldn't hold up
employees
legally. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you this is the can of worms. If they pay them as employees, they got to give them benefits and they got to give them disability.
That's why they're fighting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
They don't want to pay the money.
Well, and also, like, let's say somebody gets hurt, career-ending injury. Are you paying for that?
So every time, like around here, when somebody gets fired or leaves, I go to Greg. I say, who are you going to get to replace Janis?
Yeah.
You know, our friend Janis, who left to go. Where'd she go, Laura? She went to NBC, right? Janis?
Correct. She did.
And I said, so who are we getting? And Greg will say to me, I'm not allowed to hire anybody. They don't want the head count. In other words, they don't want another person that they have to give benefits to, and that's what you're talking about.
That's right.
So that's part of the equation, too. All right, coming up next, Fast Track. Laura's got stuff for us. Brian's got stuff for us. They'll throw it at us next. Final hour of the show, Brian's game for Game of Games in about 45 minutes on ESPN LA.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
You know that now the airlines are starting to put in a tip option for the flight attendants?
Really? Come on.
When they ask if you want to buy something like a drink or snack or whatever, and they swipe your card on like an iPad thing, now they flip the screen to you and ask you if you want to leave the flight attendant a tip.
Okay, if a flight attendant asked me for a tip,
Right.
where honestly, like if you bring your phone on a Frontier flight, they charge you like $100 just to carry your phone on the plane.
Waters aren't even free.
If they ask me for a tip on Frontier, at this point I'm saying I'm making a stand.
No.
The answer is no tip.
I can say I've thankfully never flown Frontier.
Yeah, I've flown it once.
Now a lot of the other
Wasn't
airlines
good.
are starting to do it too because
That's
of it.
ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Please pull that drop. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Bronny. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
My Friday schedule? Pool, tan, Flamingo Fridays, repeat! Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Think pink, have a drink, and party like a rock star. Flamingo Fridays is the best nighttime pool party in SoCal.
Number 2.
Gavin DeGraw, live September 6th. Get tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
Midweek mischief just feels good. Skip work and book your midweek stay for a special price.
Morongo, good times.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Take me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
Hi, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3.25 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plain manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
right, no Mace today, but we've got Laura and Brian. By the way, Dodger update. Clayton Kershaw has been taken out of the game after 5 2/3 innings. The Dodgers lead 8-3. So if they hang on to this lead and don't blow it, Kershaw will get another win. All right, Brian, Laura, what do you got?
All right, guys. So we've talked a little bit about the new LAFC player, Son Heung-min. I probably butchered that. But he is throwing the first pitch with the Dodgers on August 27th. So next week he will be doing the first pitch, and he's already practicing. LAFC has video of him practicing because he wants to be good and not embarrass himself. I know some of you guys have thrown out the first pitch. Did you guys practice before you guys went out there on the mound?
I have thrown 5 or 6 first pitches, and I have always practiced before.
Where have you thrown them?
Normally where we're like at the local high school or wherever
Okay.
I need to go. I'll just take somebody with me. I told this story yesterday that a friend of mine who's a news anchor, female in Phoenix, was throwing out the first pitch at a Diamondbacks game, and she didn't know how to throw. And I made her pull over on the side of the road and basically taught her release point. I should just let the ball go from your ear.
Yeah.
You don't have to put any zip on it, and you'll do fine. And she did. But if you don't warm up, you run the risk of being put on the worst first pitches video reel, which is very funny to watch if you have time.
So I have only thrown out the first pitch once. Stanford softball, when I came up there this last spring, they were playing in the football stadium, and I told the guy I was coming up, and he goes, "Hey, would you throw out the first pitch?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, okay. I've never done that. It's kind of fun." And then I got to the field, and I was talking to some of the alumni who came for this game. I go, "Hey, do we throw that first pitch underhand or overhand?" And they're like, "Underhand. It's softball." And I'm like, "But I wasn't a pitcher." No, but I was like, "But I wasn't really a pitcher." I mean, I pitch in this celebrity softball game that we play for the radio station every year, but that's the extent of my
Miss
pitching.
MVP.
Yeah. So I was like, and I asked the coach like 5 minutes before the game. I go, "You want me to throw overhand or underhand?" She goes, "It's softball, Ramona. You throw underhand." But I was like, I was an outfielder. I don't. So I went with my trick pitch, the one where I let it go on the way back, on the way forward on the first one, and then I keep going around.
Yeah.
But I told the catcher I was going to do that because I figured if I embarrassed myself on a trick pitch, it would be far less embarrassing.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Laura, I always did practice before every time I threw out a first pitch.
Yeah, I didn't practice it all that time. I just walked out there in the middle of Stanford football. Yeah, Stanford football stadium. It was just like huge, right?
Professional.
And just threw it. I did bounce it, but it was an underhanded trick pitch, so it was okay.
So you kind of got away with it.
Yeah.
Fast track.
Down in Petco Park 2 nights ago, they had a couple of fans rush the field. Both happened to be minors. And the first one happened, I think, in the 7th, and then the other one came out in like the 9th, couple innings later.
When you say minors, how old are we talking?
I tried looking up, couldn't exactly find the age, but if I had to guess, I'd guess like 15-ish.
Okay.
If I had to,
all right, so we're not like 4-year-olds or something.
Right, no.
Right.
So rushed onto the field, and there was a lot of chatter online because there's video you could see of the first kid gets caught, by the security guard, and the guard comes running, tackles the kid.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people are upset that he's just a kid. He's not one of these drunk adults that are charging the field. So my question here is, did they handle that right? That hey, you step on the field, you get the consequences, and then what happens to this kid? Is it on him? Is it on his parents or whoever he goes to the stadium with? Who gets banned? Because I was kind of curious on that.
Yeah, I feel very passionate about this subject. My boss, Tim Harris at the Lakers, says you should treat the sporting event like a pool. If you're in the pool and you're swimming in the pool, do not get out of the pool. If you are out of the pool, you never go in the pool.
Okay.
All right? I think anybody who runs on the court or the field at a sporting event gives up their rights the second they set foot on the field. And if they get leveled by a security guard,
that's on you.
It's on them. I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah, that's on you.
What are you doing?
And I feel like that's
Monica
probably something
Seles got stabbed by a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're running on the field. If I'm Mookie Betts, I'm playing shortstop, and you're running towards me, I hope the security guard takes you out before you get to me.
Yeah, it's just, you don't do that. And also, maybe I think they should be the one who takes the punishment, not their parents.
Right.
That's on you. Now, maybe in 5 years, they could come back and say, like, listen, I was young and dumb.
No,
and I feel bad.
If you run on the field at a sporting event, banned for life. That's it. You're done. Watch it home on your TV.
Yeah, and it'll probably never happen. Like that. Like if you have a
this is one of those things where you have to make the punishment, Brian, so severe that nobody else will want to do it. So I say banned for life, and I would encourage my security guards to try and lay them out. just to set an example for other people. And, when we're doing the games on TV or on radio and somebody runs on the field, we never talk about it.
Right.
Because we don't want to encourage that kind of behavior.
The security guards, that's your time to shine.
Right.
Like, you're a former high school football player. Like, go get him, man. Free hit.
Fast track. All right, so we talked a little bit about Shedeur Sanders earlier on the show, and Shedeur will be playing against the Rams this weekend. Ooh. So he is set to play for.
Is he starting?
It doesn't say if he's starting, but it says that he'll play. And it was breaking news, so I'm hoping he does.
They're not going to play Flacco, so probably Gabriel or Sanders will start.
So my question is, because Mason is notorious for not going to preseason games, he doesn't care. He gave us his tickets. What player or who will make you go see a preseason game?
Shedeur be on that list.
Yeah, me too.
Who else would be on this? I wouldn't mind seeing Cam Ward play in person. There are certain, like Mahomes, I would go see.
Yeah, but he's not going to play.
But he's not going to play more than
most of the play. I mean, well, let's do basketball too, because I think basketball. I go to preseason games than basketball.
Yeah, especially if Stafford, LeBron,
all
or
those
Cooper
guys, they play 10 minutes
Luka,
or something.
Yeah. But who would get me to go to a preseason? I've always had a problem with the NFL charging full price for preseason games. I think it's kind of a bait and switch, especially when our coach, Sean McVay, who we love, comes out on the first day of camp and says that not one starter is going to play 1 minute of any preseason game. So you're paying regular season prices to watch guys who won't even be on the team when the season starts. Seems kind of unfair.
I didn't know that because, for example, for the Chargers-Rams game, somebody was like, hey, do you want to go? The tickets are like $20.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that they were full price.
Yeah.
I mean, or they're 20, but somebody's selling them at a pretty big loss.
Yeah, but Mason, for example, who's a season ticket holder, my buddy Bill McDonald, who's a season ticket holder, they pay, for however many home preseason games are, they pay full price for those.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of unfair.
Yeah, that's not right.
Fast track.
I saw this in the news yesterday, and I 100% agree with it. So a couple of gyms out here in SoCal, specifically LA Fitness, and a few other gyms are being sued for having it too hard to cancel your memberships.
Oh, tell me about it.
I've run into this, I believe, with a couple of these gyms before, or just different kind of online memberships that they run you through the hoops, and it almost makes it impossible to cancel the membership. So there's a whole thing now that it has to be, one click or one button to do it.
Right.
Have you ever ran into something that you've
I got a good
canceled?
one. I got a good one.
Go.
All right. So do you guys ever been to a Christmas gift exchange where you draw somebody's name? It's like a Secret Santa kind of thing.
Right.
So we used to do this with 4 other couples that we like. So 5 couples, 10 people. And I got my buddy David one year, drew his name out of the hat.
Yeah.
And I said, and the only rule is you can't spend more than $25. Okay. So I said, what could I get him that would be funny? And, then you open the open the gift, and if somebody else wants to steal it, they can steal it. So I got him a Girls Gone Wild video. Remember those videos? Because I thought it would make everybody laugh, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's like in December around Christmas time. So like around January 22nd, go to my mailbox.
Oh, no.
It's another Girls Gone Wild video.
Oh, no.
So I go, I go, what's this? I only paid for one. And I go on the website. There is no mechanism on the website under which I don't even think Girls Gone Wild exists anymore. But there's no mechanism to stop it. So then I went, and there's no phone number to call, no anything. I look at my statement, and they're required now by law to give you a contact number on your statement. So it said 1995, Girls Gone Wild video, and a phone number. So I called the phone number on my statement, and literally a guy picks it up and goes, hello? I go, yeah, I'm just calling this number. Like I had a wrong number. I go, I'm calling this number because I'm trying to cancel a Girls Gone Wild video. He goes, oh, yeah. What's your name? And I give the guy my name, and I hear like somebody going on a computer. He goes, what's your address? And I give him the address. Yeah. He goes, all right, it's too late to cancel for the February video, but you'll after that you'll be canceled. I go, wait a minute, it's January 23rd.
Yeah.
He goes, the next billing cycle. He made some mumbo jumbo. I go, fine, just make sure it cancels after that.
Oh, my God.
But they made it almost impossible to cancel.
There's all these things like this. Like, I mean, I've signed up for all the I listened to some podcasts, and they got me to get some composter thing. And then all of a sudden I start getting this charcoal to keep putting in the composter because you're supposed to replace it every month. I'm like, no. I just wanted to do this once and try it. I don't need to replace the charcoal in there and really use it. And it was so hard to cancel these things.
Yeah,
filters
it's
for an
ridiculous.
air filter thing. And then yesterday I checked my bank statement. I got charged for the Sundance channel. I'm like, I don't ever remember ordering that.
I don't even know what's on it.
I don't think I've ever watched the Sundance channel. Maybe like 5 years ago during COVID, I watched one show. Have I been paying for this for 5 years? Like, it was like $60. You're like, how do I cancel it after it's already been charged for the whole next year?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. All right, you guys got one more, or is that it?
I got one really quick.
Okay.
If you want. All right, guys. So McDonald's is cutting their combo meal prices just weeks after their CEO admitted that their menu had gotten too pricey and promised to make things right. So my question to you guys, do you guys believe that like these fast food places that were supposed to be quote unquote cheap to go to are now way too expensive and price out people?
Well, you have 2 little kids, so you probably still go to McDonald's. I haven't set foot in a McDonald's in 10 years.
Okay, so I go to McDonald's, and they do have some good promotions. Like, I make my kids get the double cheeseburgers because if you buy one, get one for $1. So you gotta like
deal.
learn their. Otherwise, it's like $5 for a double cheeseburger. You're like, when I was growing up, this is like $1. You know, it's like on the value menu. But at least if you learn the little promotions, you can kind of get out of there for $20 or whatever. But I was like, I don't understand. Like, if I go to like a Wendy's and I get myself a chicken sandwich and a Coke, I don't want to be paying $20 for that. It's like a restaurant price.
So I've been going to Rubio's a lot lately.
Yeah, I like
their
Rubio fish
food.
tacos.
So here's what I get. I get 2 steak tacos, chips, and a drink. Okay.
What's that?
$28.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, thank you.
It's just that's too much.
Right. So they got to bring their prices down before I'll go back. But it's a good question. All right, that's it for Fast Track. Coming up next, ever since Rob Manfred was on TV and he said we're gonna expand, we're gonna bring a couple more teams in, and we're gonna realign geographically. All these fans are going nuts, saying that's a terrible idea. I don't want the Dodgers and the Angels in the same division. I don't want the Yankees and the Mets in the same division. I kind of like it, and I'm not the only one. And I'll share, there's a guy like me in New York that thinks it also could be a good idea. We'll get Momo's thoughts on that coming up. Game of Games is coming up in about half an hour. It's Brian's game today, ESPN LA.
Hey, soccer fans, this one's for you. It's the Soccer Dream Ticket presented by San Antonio Cardinal. Your chance to win an unforgettable trip for 2. We're talking 2 tickets to the final match, plus hotel and round-trip flights. Enter for your chance to win at soccerdreamticket.com. That's soccerdreamticket.com. Brought to you by San Antonio Cardinal Wine, the perfect game day wine.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
All right, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint, locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
You think you know football? Then prove it in the Circa Million Pro Football Challenge, kicking off from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs with a cool mill going to the winner. Come in last and you got $100,000 coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 5 entries per person. Don't forget about Circa Survivor also, with $15 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere. Learn more at circasports.com.
Have you been impacted by the Southern California wildfires, like Eaton and Palisades or other related fires this year? You're not alone, and you don't have to recover alone. Join us for the Ashes to Answers, a wildfire expert panel event, August 23rd at the Westin Pasadena. The event is free and hosted by the Rise Relief Project. We support those impacted by the wildfires with supplies, resources, and emotional care. Get real answers about insurance claim recovery, rebuilding your home, and your real estate options. Learn how to speed up your recovery and find out if you qualify for a wildfire class action lawsuit. Our team of experts, legal advisors, and community partners will be there, offering resources, support, and critical aid. In times of crisis, you need more than hope. You need help you can count on. Rise California. Relief, intervention, support, empowerment. Call 800-484-RISE or log on to risereliefproject.com to RSVP. Register now and receive a free gift at check-in to the event, August 23rd. 800-484-RISE.
All right, we got a caller who says, I need to buy a car and I need to save money. Well, my friend, I've got one answer for you. The Cerritos Auto Square. It's America's largest auto mall. 24 dealerships, all the top brands, all in one easy location right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. Check it out at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Fast Track. And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutosquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, guys, before John takes it, be sure to join 710 for our summer tradition at Hollywood Park Casino, the ultimate fantasy football draft party. You can win a spot for you and 3 of your friends right now. Call 877-710-3776, 877-710-3776. It's all happening Thursday, August 28th at the Hollywood Park Casino. Going to be a party. Listen all week for a spot in the ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party.
Okay, I welcome to the program Greg Bergman, the former producer of this show, who is now the host of the Blue Review.
I am.
So you talk baseball every single day.
All day, every day.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And the reason I wanted to bring you in on this is a hot-button topic has come up ever since Rob Manfred went on TV and said, hey, I think we're going to add 2 new teams. And when we do, we're going to realign the divisions geographically. So what he's talking about potentially, it's not done yet, but potentially, you would be in a division simply based on the teams that are closest to you. So, for example, the Dodgers, the Angels, the D-backs, the A's, and probably the Giants would all be in one division.
Padres?
Yeah, Padres. Or maybe you move the D-backs to the Texas division. So I think you're going to have 5 teams in a division.
The Athletic really put out a good one. It was from the Athletics' Stephen Nesbitt, where he has 4 different divisions. He still has the AL East and NL East, all the same.
Right.
But then you still have so in the NL West, you would have the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. In the AL West, you'd have the Athletics, Angels, the Salt Lake City, Portland team, whatever that happens to be.
The new team.
Yeah, and the Mariners. And then everything else just kind of moves around, like the Rockies are in the AL South.
That's less radical. But what I thought Rob was doing was he's trying to minimize travel.
Yes.
So the Mets and the Yankees would end up in the same division. The Dodgers and Angels would end up in the same division. The Cubs and the White Sox would end up in the same division. And most people went, no, we don't like that. We like the separate leagues. But Michael Kay, who hosts a show in New York that's on at the same time as ours, Michael Kay is kind of like me in New York. He is one of the voices of the Yankees, like I do the Lakers, and he does a talk show every day with a couple other guys. Michael thinks this idea is a good thing. Listen to this.
I think it could be for the better if they knock off interleague play, because all of those rivalries that you dream about, they're in the same division now. Mets and the Yankees don't need interleague play. They're in the same division. Cubs and the White Sox don't need interleague play. Same division. Dodgers and the Angels, same division. And maybe if you did that, the All-Star game would mean something again. And more importantly, the World Series would mean something, because that might be the first time that you face that team. It's worth a try. I'm not saying the game's broken, because you know I love the game, but you could tweak it a little bit. You tweak it a little bit, and it might make it better than what you love.
All right, so to Michael's point, if you did that, if you realigned strictly on geographics, so in other words, you just get a map out and you say, this division has these 4 teams and then these 4 teams. And so theoretically, all the division games would be drivable. And then you get rid of interleague play. So the first time you would see the one league play against the other league would be the All-Star game, and the second time you would see it would be in the World Series. People forget, the three of us are all old enough to remember that this is how it used to be, and it was fun. But a lot has changed since then. So, Greg, if you were Rob Manfred and you were making this decision, how aggressive would you be, or would you do anything?
So I don't think I'd be as aggressive as that. I wouldn't put the Mets and the Yankees in the same division. I wouldn't put the Dodgers and the Angels in the same, the Cubs and the White Sox. I wouldn't do that. I would do a little bit of what this guy, Steven Nesbitt, did. When I first thought about it, I was like, oh, yeah, I would love it to go back to that. So I only see the Yankees in the World Series. Then I thought, we don't really ever see the Yankees in the World Series. Last year was an anomaly. That it was amazing that it happened, but it never really happens. So I like the way that we're doing it now, where you see every single team at least once. And you go, so like we go to the Yankees last year, the Yankees came to us this year. Next year, we go to the Red Sox, and then the Red Sox come here one year. I like seeing every single team. And I like seeing our division less. I don't like seeing our division 19 times. I like seeing it 13 times.
Okay, so let me clap back at you on that last point you just made. Ramona and I were talking earlier about how this series that starts tomorrow in San Diego is going to be the last time the Dodgers and the Padres play in the regular season. I don't like that.
Me neither.
I want them playing at the end of September. I think the last 3 series of your schedule should be against teams in your division.
That's scheduling. You can, if you want that scheduling to happen. My point is about how many times you see them.
Right.
So I only see them 13 times instead of 19.
And this
19 is way too many.
Momo, what do you think about the realignment
I don't want to go
idea?
I'm more of a traditionalist. I always have been in baseball. I sort of like interleague play, but then I hate it too. Like the Dodgers seem to play. Who did they play this year? The Twins or something early in the year?
You see everybody. You see every single team, whether at their home or here. You see the Tigers. See the White Sox.
And usually one of those interleague series is early.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of the first. It's like opening day against the Twins. What? Like,
well, they should.
What are we doing?
Again, that's a scheduling thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Like the way they're scheduling it is not good, and they got to fix that. I don't think we need to be that radical. I like that they're separate. That the Angels and Dodgers are not in the same league. I like that it's AL and NL.
Would you get rid of interleague play?
Probably would. I would get rid of it.
No, I would not, because again,
I'm with Momo. I would get rid of it.
So that you'd be okay with the Dodgers not seeing the Yankees for 20 years.
I would.
Yeah.
And I would also, if you wanted, here's the exception I would make. Under the plan that Michael Kay is talking about, the Dodgers and Angels would be in the same division.
That's radical.
Now, your plan, they would not be. If you want to match up with your geographic rival from the other league, I would allow one interleague series. So, for example, the only interleague series that would happen would be Dodgers-Angels.
Okay.
Or Mets-Yankees or White Sox Cubs.
So, but what they do is there's not a lot of teams that always have one of those.
But most do.
You can make them the Diamondbacks and the Rockies if they split into different ones.
Okay.
They become one.
Rangers, Astros,
Yeah,
Marlins, Braves.
When you realign, you can find ways
Orioles,
to make it
Also, can we back up? Why do we need 2 more baseball teams? Nobody goes to the park in Tampa Bay.
Well, because
just move that team out of there. They don't deserve a team.
The Dodgers are going to draw 4 million fans this year.
Every year.
And to me, 32 is the perfect number. The NFL.
Why?
Because it's perfect for schedule. Look at the NFL schedule. It's perfect. For some reason, there are 32 in the NFL and the NHL, and in Major League Baseball and in NBA, they have 30. So adding 2 more makes perfect sense. By the way,
so it's 16 and 16 instead of 15 and 15.
Yep. Right.
Yep.
What does it do? Why is it better?
It's completely symmetrical.
Yeah, everything's right. So
because it's an even number.
So there's an argument, by the way, too, that just get rid of divisions and just play teams around you, but get rid of divisions, just have conferences.
Well, do people even know that the NBA still has divisions?
No.
Not really.
I don't even know who's in the Pacific Division anymore. It's probably Golden State, Sacramento, the Lakers, and Clippers.
And the Suns.
Oh, see, I forgot about the Suns.
Just draw a geographic line from Portland, or I'm sorry, from Sacramento.
I forgot about Portland. I didn't even mention
they're in the
Portland.
other division.
Yeah.
Sacramento down to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that's the division.
So, but when I go look at standings, I don't look at division standings. I look at conference standings.
Yeah.
I see the Lakers are in 4th
deal.
in the conference. Just make everything conferences and just forget about these divisions. You can still play the teams in your supposed division the right amount of time and the teams around you the right amount of times, but otherwise, just have conferences. Who cares about all this other stuff?
I don't hate that idea either. All right, we've solved all the problems of Major League Baseball.
Conferences.
All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next, there's a sports talk show host in New York that's in trouble, and I don't think he should be. And I'll explain why coming up next.
Hey, the Rich Eisen Show is coming to ESPN LA on Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon. A unique blend of the biggest newsmakers and playmakers join his show each weekday. Plus, Rich's credibility and sports knowledge is unmatched. The Rich Eisen Show comes live from El Segundo each weekday and joins our family at ESPN LA this fall.
Guess what's coming to your morning drive on September 2nd?
Bing, ba-dum-bum, yeah. Ooh, bing, ba-dum, bing.
That's right, the Sedano and Cap Morning Show coming this fall. Tuesday, September 2nd at 7 a.m. Right after Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle.
He didn't call you Shedano?
Wake up with Sedano and Cappy.
No. Also lame.
This football season.
You are a bit killer.
On ESPN LA.
You say Kikuchi.
Who is the real SC? USC and University of South Carolina women's basketball will go head-to-head on Saturday, November 15th at Crypto.com Arena to settle the debate and determine which one is the real SC. You don't want to miss this coast-to-coast clash of 2 premier women's college basketball teams. USC versus the University of South Carolina, November 15th at Crypto.com Arena. Tickets on sale at AXS.com. Again, that's AXS.com.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Hey, it's Mace. Get ready, LA. AARP Los Angeles and ESPN LA are teaming up to kick off the 2025 football season in a big way. We're giving 2 lucky winners a pair of tickets to the first professional football game of the season right here in LA. That's right, you and a guest could be in the stands soaking in the energy, the action, and the thrill of game day. No catch, no purchase necessary, just a chance to win an unforgettable experience thanks to AARP Los Angeles. Here's how you enter. Just head to aarp.org/Los Angeles and scroll to the news section. Again, that's aarp.org/Los Angeles. Scroll down to the news section and fill out the entry form. It's quick, it's easy, no purchase necessary, got to be 18 or older, and a legal U.S. resident to enter. Void where prohibited. Promotion runs August 4th through August 22nd. For official rules and to enter, visit aarp.org/Los Angeles. Head over to the news section. This giveaway is administered by AARP.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
I mean, would you rather have good life or sex? Good sex. Good life, good sex.
Well, I got both.
There you go. That's
Good
the correct
for you,
answer.
Johnny I.
More of Mason and Ireland right now.
Hey, Mason and Ireland. Momo in for Mace. Game of games coming up next. Brian Cohen's game. We might see Jacob today. I heard a rumor that Jacob might come in. We'll see. All right, so there's a sports radio host in New York named Brandon Tierney. I've met him. He's a good guy. He's catching heat for suggesting on the air that Juan Soto might not be 26 years old like he says he is.
Yeah.
This is not a new take. Anytime a guy comes out of the Dominican Republic or Cuba and doesn't have a traditional birth certificate, this comes up. When Yasiel Puig played for the Dodgers, it came up. When Adrian Beltre played for the Dodgers, it came up. I know we live in cancel culture, and everybody's trying to cancel everybody else, and people are calling Brandon a racist because he's saying that Juan Soto might be older than he actually is. That's a completely unoffensive take to me. How about you?
I mean, I wouldn't do it. But I get what Soto was a 700. He makes more than Shohei, right? He's 700 something.
Yeah, he's
million.
in that ballpark.
So and he hasn't had a great year. He's okay. For him, it's been a down year. So I get that he's taking criticism. I don't think I would go to he's older than he says he is or whatever. But I don't think that's racist. I just think that's a little do you have reason to believe that? Is that relevant to? Is it just something you're saying? You know what I mean? Is there? Did he present it with any evidence to it?
I remember Max when he was here, Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
One day got in some hot water because he questioned. I think it was Brady Anderson had a career of hitting 10 to 15 home runs. Then he had 52 one year.
Yeah, it's like an anomaly year.
And then he went right back to his old numbers. And Max goes, "It's not irresponsible or ridiculous to suggest that he might be doing PEDs." And everybody said, no, you can't do that. That's unfair. You have no evidence. Really? He hits 15, 15, 15, 14, 13, 50.
Yeah.
13, 15. What happened? It's not ridiculous to question it. Now, you have to say, I have no evidence. I have no proof.
You have to say that.
And in this case, what if Brandon said, there have been instances in Major League Baseball.
There was the Little League World Series team with Danny Almonte. I remember that guy.
Right, where we've been, for whatever reason, unable to identify something. Has anyone seen, and I think because when you start using the phrase birth certificate, it can get political because President Obama, people made a big deal out of his. And, so all of a sudden say, racist, great. But no, if this guy looks older, plays slower, and you're trying to come up with reasons why he might be struggling, it's not absurd to me to question whether or not he's the age he says he is. But apparently this is a hornet's nest in New York.
Really?
That people are all over this guy for even suggesting.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a big I don't think that should be a whole thing. Like, it's not a cancel culture thing to me. I wouldn't do it myself, is what I would say.
Right.
I wouldn't do it just because journalistically, like, you got to have something behind that.
Right.
Right? Even
But
the
the thing
Brady
is,
Anderson
like,
is
she was-
actually a better example. Like, that actually, there is some statistical evidence. It's a huge statistical anomaly.
Right.
So, like, you can look for answers for there.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
And by the way,
wildly
I don't think it
speculate.
would be out of character if I was interviewing
Yeah.
Brady Anderson, if I asked him a question, I'm sure I'm not the first person to mention that you were an average of 15 home run a year guy, and then one year you hit 50, and then went right back to 15. What happened in that 1 year?
Yeah.
A lot of people think you took
Sure.
performance-enhancing drugs. Other people think maybe changed your diet, maybe tried something different.
Yeah.
But that's a tremendous leap. What happened?
I'll give you another one. Serena Williams was on, I think it was Bill Gates' wife's podcast, somebody's podcast.
Yeah.
And she basically she's been doing some new ads. She's been getting out there publicly. She's clearly lost a lot of weight. She's like, I'm just going to tell you right now, I took the shots, the GLP-1 stuff. I did that.
Yeah.
And
Which
she's
is,
like,
wait, basically
and she's like-
Ozempic?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
Ozempic. I think it was the Manjaro one or whatever, or Zepbound or whatever. And she basically said, like, I don't know why there's a stigma attached to this. Like, I'm a professional athlete. I was playing 5 hours a day at tennis. I was totally eating right, and I was staying the same weight. And a lot of women, we have issues with glucose control or whatever it is. It's like, it's just a chemical thing, and this is a naturally occurring thing. And yeah, I took the weight loss drug, and it's not a shortcut. And I'm gonna let's destigmatize this. And I thought that was really good. I was like, oh, she just got ahead of the question. But I think a lot of people, when they have like a massive weight loss or a noticeable weight loss, like everybody thinks that. And like I without knowing I wouldn't get on Brandon for this, but without knowing why he's saying that, that's my question. It's like, is there something that what was the context of why he said it? I just don't think you can go around questioning people's, age and birth certificates without any reason.
Okay, let me sneak this in here before we get to Game of Games. I mentioned this earlier in the show. Mark Cuban owns a lot of companies. He was on Shark Tank. He bought a lot of companies, blah, blah, blah. He's led hundreds of people in a wide variety of ventures and other stuff. Here's his perspective on what makes an employee valuable, okay? It's not what you think. Here's Mark. The people that tend to work for me a long time not only are smart, not only are driven, not only are learners, they understand that the greatest value you can offer a boss is to reduce their stress. The people who tend to think they are invaluable are typically the ones who create the most stress by creating firestorms and creating drama and making things more difficult for me. Anybody who reduces my stress becomes invaluable to me. I never want to get rid of them. We've got somebody here that does that. Carlos Saisu.
Yeah.
If I ever have a problem, whether it be, he's one of our social media guys.
Yeah.
He's pretty much in charge of our social media. We're the most followed sports radio station in history. We're the number one most followed sports radio station in the world. We have over 1 million followers on all our various social accounts. If I ever have an issue, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with social media, it can be anything. I will send one text to Carlo and I'll get something back like, I'm on it, or I'll take care of it. I'll come back and the problem is over. Done. Whatever I was worried about or whatever I needed, completely done. That's why everybody loves that guy, because he's not only good at his job, but he's great at putting out fires. So I'm saying this to people who are starting at, like, you did this when you were working at the Daily News. I did this when I had my first job in TV. What I looked to do was put out fires. I tried to find where the fires were. And I would put them out.
Okay.
And eventually people will notice.
Do you want to know one of the best things I did in my career?
What's that?
I was at the Daily News, and this is a little further into my career. So I had
You're a staff writer by this point.
Yeah,
Okay.
Barely, yeah. But
Okay.
I was the backup Laker writer. So Elliot Tiefert, who's one of my mentors, a really good guy. Great guy. Elliot was the beat writer, and we had a very early deadline. And I would say to Tiefert, I was just happy to be there. I was literally like, thank God I'm here.
You're working your way up.
I was working my way. If I wasn't here, I'd be covering a high school baseball game right now. And so, like, I was so excited to be at a Laker. Oh, my God, that's the greatest, right? So I said to Elliot, I go, Give me everything that is hard for you to do. Give me all the bad grunt work. I'll do it. You want me to run quotes for you? I'll run quotes for you. You want me to write the buzzer gamer, the one we have to file right when the game is over? I'll write that one so you can just focus on your next one. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, absolutely. Whatever you want. I don't need a byline every day. Just give me whatever. Just tell me what you need. And Elliot was like so happy that I did that.
Right.
That he basically like that.
Because
really,
you reduced his stress.
Yeah.
You understood what the point Cuban
100%. And then
make.
when he would always advocate me with the bosses, like, hey, give me Ramona on that series, and like that made it so they would fly me to playoff series or playoff games or whatever.
Because they knew you would put out fires.
Yeah.
Brian and Lori, you guys are both good at this. It's like if something comes up in the show and Mason and I are trying to consider 25 different things to talk about, I'll send a note to Brian and I'll go, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to reverse engineer something. I need you to edit this or do this. And I'll how many times do I text to you, both you guys, and I'll say, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And because I'm afraid I didn't explain it properly. And Brian will write back, he goes, I'm on it, makes perfect sense. I never think about it again. I know it's done.
Yeah.
So if you can get people like that in your work life, those people are invaluable.
Yes.
I always tell my bosses when I'm working for them, I go, my goal is to not have to talk to you a lot. I want you to, if I try really hard never to call, email, or text anybody high up at the Lakers unless I absolutely have to, because I want to have the reputation of, Ireland will take care of that. I don't need to worry about it. Okay. And if it's something that I think needs, like I have a deal that I've done for years where every media relations staff at every team has 5 or 6 people on it.
Uh-huh.
So the Lakers, for example, Mitch Heckert is the PR director. Tanisha Cooper is his number 2. Tanisha deals with a lot of players. Mitch handles all the day-to-day and runs the whole department.
Yeah.
If I need to know Austin Reeves is coming up on a career high in points, I never text them. I text somebody on the staff that I know doesn't get as much requests to do things.
Right.
And that person will get right back to me immediately. And I'll lean on. And then if it gets into a big deal, like we're debating whether or not to have somebody in the show, or do you care if I talk about something sensitive? Then I'll go to Mitch. Then I'll go to Tanisha. If not, if it's, for lack of a better word, mundane, I'll go to one of the other people, and they're always super helpful. And then when those people elevate, they'll know that, Ireland knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's on stuff like this. So there's some advice for you guys, particularly if the bottom rung of a company, the more fires you can put out, the more stress you can take away from your boss, the more valuable you are going to be. All right, Game of Games coming up. Brian Cohen's games, those are always the best. We'll play it next. Mason and Ireland, Ramona in for Mace, ESPN LA.
And we made the announcement yesterday, starting on Tuesday, September 2nd, a new football season weekday fall lineup. It all begins with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle until 7 a.m. And then the Sedano and Cab Morning Show from 7 to 9 a.m. Then broadcasting live from L.A., the Rich Eisen Show at 9 a.m., Mason and Ireland at noon, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show from 3 to 6 p.m. The new football season on-air weekday lineup for the fall starts on Tuesday, September 2nd. Hey, it's Chris Morales. You know, we joke around a lot that I almost died, which I almost did. I had severe heart failure. That's when I went to a Providence hospital in the emergency room. And here's the thing about heart care. It begins with trust. That's why Providence takes the time to listen, understand, and earn yours before making any decision about your care. For me, if it wasn't for Dr. Cobb and Katie Cornella at St. Joe's in Orange, they made me trust them and they made me know. And my health and my life were going to be even better once I got out of the hospital. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
My Friday schedule? Pool, tan, Flamingo Fridays, repeat! Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Think pink, have a drink, and party like a rock star. Flamingo Fridays is the best nighttime pool party in SoCal.
Number 2.
Gavin DeGraw, live September 6th. Get tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
Midweek mischief just feels good. Skip work and book your midweek stay for a special price.
Morongo, good times.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Saturday, LAFC heads to Texas as global superstar Sun Heung-min leads the black and gold for a battle with FC Dallas.
Son, just one here, the shot Eddie!
Follow every pass, every dribble, every shot from Sonny as LAFC looks to keep climbing the MLS table.
Yeah, Sonny's been a great addition to the team. He's been lively, fresh energy.
Pre-game coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. on the home of Sonny in the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Ramona Shelburne filling in for him. And so we've got 4 players. Ramona, me, Laura Romo, and Graham Metzger from the kids in the back. Graham, I believe the last time you played Game of Games, you won, did you not?
I think I did, yeah, for Brian's Kobe game. That's right.
All right. Oh, and so you may be one of the favorites because, Brian, it's your game again today. What's the game today?
Oh, we got a Little League World Series game going on.
Okay, very timely.
Yeah, right.
All right, lay it on me.
So number 1 here. This year, Australia's Monica Akiri became the blank female to make the Little League World Series. The 18th, 22nd, or 24th female.
Laura.
24.
Ramona.
18th.
I'll go 22nd. Graham.
22nd.
It is 24th.
Who got it? You?
Laura.
Laura.
Kobe.
All right, Laura's on the board.
24.
That's a lot.
I'll follow up to that. When was the first female to play a game in the Little League World Series? 1984, 1989, or 1994?
Ramona.
Say 94.
I agree with you. I think it's 94. Graham.
What was the middle one? 89?
89.
I'll take 89.
Laura.
I'm with a 94.
Ooh, nobody. 1984.
Wow.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I was 5 at the time, but
All right, Laura's the only one with a point. Here we go.
Number 3. In 2007, Cody Bellinger played for Chandler Little League in Arizona. He did hit a home run, but does Bellinger have more Little League World Series home runs or MLB World Series home runs?
Interesting. Who's up?
It is me. Little League World Series home runs. World Series home runs. I'm going to say Little League World Series home runs. Graham.
I'll join you, John. Little League World Series.
Laura.
God, I'm going to go MLB.
Okay, Ramona.
I'm going to say actual World Series.
It is actual World Series.
Yeah.
Very close. Only
He has
two.
a lot.
Yeah, I think he only has
that's
two,
it?
and then one Little League World Series he
okay.
hit when he was there.
Okay, so 2 for Laura, 1 for Ramona.
I'm on the board.
Graham and I have yet to scratch. Here we go.
The United States has won the Little League World Series 40 times. How many times has an international team won? 41, 39, or 37?
Graham.
41.
Laura.
39.
Ramona.
39.
I'm with Graham. I think it's 41.
Ooh, nobody again. 37.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
that's it. Okay. Wow, so the U.S. has won more. But when I was growing up,
Just
the
barely.
team from the Far East won
Always.
every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Laura 2, Ramona 1, Graham and I bupkis. Now, new rule. New rules in existence. If you go scoreless, you don't get any questions right. You win the game.
Oh.
So at a certain point, Graham and I have to decide,
Pivot. Yeah, you got to pivot.
do we want to start going for wins or losses? Brian, this is the 4th question.
This is the 5th.
And how many you got?
I got 9.
Okay. So, Graham, if we miss this,
I'm
we
going
might
for it.
start
I'm
going
shooting the moon.
Yeah, we might start going the other way. All right, here we go.
All right, it's not all fun and games. The Little League World Series has had its fair share of scandals. In 1975, international teams were banned altogether from competing due to Taiwan using ineligible players. How long did the international ban as a whole last? 1 year, 2 years, or 4 years?
Laura.
Ooh.
I will go 2 years.
Ramona.
4.
I also think, well, wait a minute. I'm going to go 1 because that's the only one nobody's picked, right? All right, Graham, what are you doing?
I'll go 2.
It is 1 year.
Oh,
1 year ban.
God, I screwed
Well, now
myself.
you can get back into it, though.
All right, yeah,
Laura
I'm
and
only
I
one
barely-
back. Graham, you're still alive.
I'm
you would be
going for
you
it.
would be the first person ever to
I'm
win on
going
this
for it.
technicality. So, Brian, what's he got? 4 questions left?
4 left, yes.
All right, Graham, try really hard. It's like Keno in Vegas.
Laura's in
try
the league, right?
really.
Laura's
I
in the
only
lead,
have
right?
2, though.
Yeah.
I know. I only have 1.
Graham, if you go 0 for 4, you win it. All right, here we
It's
go.
a super hard game, Brian.
Yeah.
Danny Almonte, who might be the most famous
Yeah.
Little League World Series scandal, even has a couple of documentaries about him, had his perfect game he threw erased from the history books. Why? He was actually 14 years old, he was 15 years old, or he cheated during that perfect game.
Ramona.
He was actually 14.
This one's me. I'm going to say he was actually 15.
Might be. It's one of, yeah.
Graham.
He was cheating.
Okay. Laura.
think it's 15.
All right, Brian, what's the answer?
He was actually 14 years old.
Almost tied it up.
Because
Graham.
I think they're supposed to be 12.
Wait
so I
a
was
minute.
like, 2 years
Graham
older.
is 3 questions away from becoming the first all wrong winner. All right, here we go. Graham, come on. I want to see you pull this off.
All right, the most recent scandal, the Jackie Robinson West Little League from Chicago, was stripped from its U.S. title in 2014 after it was found out what? They used 2 players outside the age range, used players from outside their boundaries, bribed officials during their regional tournament.
Graham?
They bribed officials.
Okay. Laura?
It was 2 players that were older and 2 outside of their...
Their boundaries.
I'll go with boundaries.
Ramona?
I will also say boundaries.
I also think it's boundaries.
It is the boundaries.
I remember this one, yeah.
Graham is dangerously close to pulling this off.
Come on.
All right, the actual score is Laura 3, Ramona 3, John 2. But Graham is 0 for 7, and there are 2 left.
Those were easy to get
2
wrong.
left, yeah.
Come on, Brian.
All right.
These questions got to be harder to get
You
wrong.
can do it, Graham. Fail miserably. Let's
I
go.
want to win.
Let's go.
Okay.
Which one of these countries has the most international titles? Japan, South Korea, or Taiwan?
Graham, Japan, South Korea, or Taiwan?
Japan.
Laura.
Well, I was going to go Japan, but I'll go Taiwan. I don't know.
Okay. Momo.
I think it's Japan.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
Japan.
I think it's
too,
Japan.
yeah.
Even though Graham said Japan,
Yeah.
I so want Graham to be wrong
I know.
that I'm going. Laura, would you go? Taiwan?
Taiwan.
I'll go Taiwan with Laura. What's the answer, Brian?
It is not Japan. It is Taiwan.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Now, this is the last one, right?
One more.
Okay.
Laura, you get so close all the time. If you lose on this
I can't-
technicality, this is going to
So
be
here's
messed
the
up.
score.
I know,
Here's the
I
score.
know.
Laura 4, Ramona 3, John 3, and Graham 0. If Graham misses this question,
he beats me.
He wins the game. All right, Brian, what's the question?
All right.
Which U.S. state has the most Little League World Series
Oh,
titles?
good question.
Texas, Florida, or California?
All right, Graham, don't wet the bed. Miss this. Texas, Florida, or California?
Man, this is tough.
This is hard.
I'm going to go Florida.
Okay. I think that's what I would have done. Laura.
Well, Texas.
Ramona.
California.
I also think it's California. What's the answer?
It's California.
Yeah,
Graham,
let's
you
go.
did it. Graham did it. He wins.
Wow.
Oh, my God. And here's the sad thing. It's 4-4-4. Oh, Lord, Ramona and I have
never win either. What's a tiebreaker?
All right, we'll do the
Come
tie.
on.
I suck at
Now,
the
wait a
tiebreaker.
minute.
I
Wait a
haven't
minute.
won in such a long time, and then I finally...
If we do the tiebreaker and Graham wins it, does that DQ him? I think it does.
Yeah, I'm okay
That's a
with
good
that.
question.
Okay.
I'm
All
okay
right,
with
all
But
that.
it's
right.
easier to
Yes.
it's easier to tank the tiebreaker.
It is.
Okay.
You can just be totally wrong.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. So Brian, what's the
It's me.
tiebreaker?
Little League World Series is comprised of 11 and 12-year-olds. How many players are there at Williamsport this year?
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna figure.
I'll give you one hint. You want a hint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 20 teams total.
Okay. So.
Hold on, I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta
write
get your
it down.
calculator out. So I don't.
Get out of here, Parker. Don't be helping him. Go away.
I
That's
don't
not
need
how
no
this
help getting
works.
this one
Go,
wrong.
go
All right.
away.
Okay.
All
Can I
right.
say it?
Not yet. Graham, what's your number?
There are 4 players.
Nice.
All right. That was smart. I wrote down 300.
I wrote down 360.
Laura?
400.
Brian, what's the answer?
272.
Really? That's it?
That's me. I got it.
Way to go.
But
And
I
you
get
lose.
nothing because Graham wins for the
God.
first time.
Let's go.
You went 0 for 10.
We got to call that the Graham now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's right. It's called the Graham, and you win it. You take the title away from me. I was the last one to take an offer, and this will go down in history as the first time ever somebody got every question wrong and wins it. And by the way, Laura, doesn't that put the kids in the back in the lead?
Well, they're tied with Brian and I.
And me, too, right?
I have to be
Don't we
honest,
all
by
have
the time
3?
you
We all
pivoted,
have 3.
the questions were easier to get wrong.
It was a good time
They
to
were
pivot.
easier at the end, yes, I
They
will
got
say.
easier to get wrong.
I feel like
The
you
first
should be
ones were all
disqualified.
over- yeah.
Disqualified for this one.
Yeah, Graham, congratulations. That
Thank
was
you.
impressive. Your ineptitude is rewarded here on the Mason and Ireland show. All right, we'll get a little super crosstalk next, ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen from NFL Network. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon, right after the all-new Sedano and Cap morning show.
The Rich Eisen Show, broadcasting live from Los Angeles every weekday. And now coming right here to ESPN LA.
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Mace here. These days it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, and screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Hey, it's Mace. This year marks the 90th anniversary of Social Security, a cornerstone of financial security in America. For 9 decades, it has kept hundreds of millions of Americans out of poverty, given families across the country peace of mind and dignity in retirement. That's why AARP will never stop fighting to protect the Social Security payments you earned. Learn more at aarp.org/CA. That's aarp.org/CA. Paid for by AARP California.
College football is back, and the Coliseum is the place to be. USC football takes on the best in college football with home games against Michigan, Michigan State, Iowa, and crosstown rival UCLA. Don't miss a single snap, a single touchdown, or the roar of the Trojan Nation. Single game tickets are now available at usctrojans.com/tickets. usctrojans.com/tickets. Fight on!
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Cap, this is for you. Woo, 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 woo. We welcome to the program George Sedano and Scott Kaplan, who will take over for us in a moment. It appears the Dodgers are going to win. They're up 9-5 in the top of the ninth. And if they get this win, Clayton Kershaw gets it. Boys, I have adjusted my position on Clayton Kershaw. I once thought there was no way he could be on the postseason roster. After watching Shohei get lit up yesterday, I no longer think Shohei is a lock to be a starting pitcher in the postseason, and I'm leaning towards thinking Kershaw will get starts. I don't think he'll get the first start. I think that'll go to Yamamoto or Glasnow or Snell, but I wouldn't be surprised if he starts postseason games. What do you guys think?
Well, I've been the one who's been saying to you all year that I thought Kershaw was going to have a real serious impact on this season, so that's a check. Assuming he stays healthy, I'm with you. You know, you got Yamamoto, Glasnow, Snell, then Kershaw. And along the same lines, John, watching Ohtani last night not only get lit up by the Colorado Rockies, you know, this wasn't the Milwaukee Brewers. Watching him get lit up last night by the Rockies and then seeing that line drive come back and hit him in the leg, I don't know how you do it exactly with the DH rules, but I would rather have Ohtani come out of the bullpen.
What do you think, George?
I think he should be the closer. I agree with Cappy.
All right, now let me ask you a weird semantics question about that. He's in the lineup, and he's the DH, and you decide you want him to close. How does he warm up? Does he just run out of the dugout?
Yeah.
And hope his bat turn doesn't come up?
Well, I think you have to strategically make sure to put him in a situation where if he's going to close, you
maybe take him out of the batting lineup?
No.
I don't know about that.
You don't do that. You make sure that he's not scheduled to come up anytime soon. I don't think you just strictly
you're
use
at the
him.
mercy of the batting order that way, right?
I don't think he's strictly the only closer. I think he is one of your closers, which they've had multiple over the years. They've
done that.
Has
he ever been
a
closer? Like, has he ever closed
He closed
games?
the WBC when he struck out Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's interesting, George. The problem with that is you would have to get a little lucky with the lineup. Like, it's not automatically going to be that he's 8 batters away from coming up and he has 20 minutes to go warm up. You're kind of got to play the odds. Which is why here's Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor was on Dan Patrick's show, and he was asked specifically, George, about the thing you're proposing. Would you consider using Ohtani out of the bullpen in the postseason? And here's what Pryor said.
Can you see a scenario in the postseason where Ohtani comes in relief?
It's a good question, very fair question, and it's been discussed, and it's really understanding kind of the rules of him coming in as a reliever, and knowing that because of the rule, the way it's set up right now as a starter, he can come out of the game and still maintain as a DH. But he comes in as a reliever, you got to find that line of where hopefully the game ends, because you can't put him in the 6th and then take him out as a pitcher in the 7th and keep him in as a DH. So it would have to be a situation where it was probably we think the game's over and he's closing, or be okay with him not hitting anymore. So that would be really the only scenario. Can I see it? Absolutely. But it would probably be closer to the back end when the game's kind of on the line, and it would be over after he's done.
Look at that. I know ball.
Well, but the whole thing is about the substitution.
Right.
That's the hardest part to manage.
Right. That's why he's got to be the closer.
Yeah, but if
Right.
you put him in at the end of the game, let's say it's a tie game or he gives up a run, and then an inning later, his batting turn comes up and you can't use him now. You can't
That's
hit
the
anymore.
problem.
Well,
Right.
you use him in a closer's role if you're 5 or 6 spots away.
Yeah, it gets a little complicated, but it's not
Yeah.
impossible.
I mean, it's baseball. What the hell's the manager doing most of the game anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like sitting there in his uniform, just figuring things out. Figure it out. That's your job.
Yeah, but if you're relying on a closer, you
But you have multiple
what if
closers.
you got to use him in the 8th because he just hit in the 7th?
No,
and
don't
then,
use him in the 8th. He is strictly a 9th inning guy.
It's
Yeah, but
too
you're
dicey.
you're at the mercy of the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, but
And
that's
I
why
want to have my closer that's available when I want my closer out there.
I mean, they also haven't had, as we pointed out a moment ago, a strict closer in a while.
Right.
Probably since Kenley Jansen, really.
And Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates are coming back, and it's closer by committee anyway, to George's point. Right. He's right.
So make him part of that mix.
Or don't.
Well,
Or-
they've
or-
clearly had conversations about it based on
Right.
what Pryor just said to Dan Patrick.
Right, or maybe make a decision. You know what? I mean, again, going into the playoffs, if Glasnow and Snell and Yamamoto and Kershaw, if all 4 are healthy, you could make the decision of, hey, he's not going to start, so let's just bat him. Let's not worry about him pitching unless we get to a point where we need him. Because I'm not sure they don't need him as a starter if everybody's healthy. Can we agree on that?
Right.
Yes, I agree with you there.
So then the question is, do you want to move him to the bullpen because his pitching is that critical? Is he better than everybody else they've got? I think we would probably all argue he is based on the kind of season the bullpen's had. But do you want to have to manage that?
I don't ever want to lose him as a hitter, and I don't want anything to diminish him as a hitter. And I think when he pitches, it does diminish him as a hitter.
Oh, well, there's a lot of stats to prove that,
Yeah.
Momo. His batting average when he's not
Yeah.
a pitcher is somewhere in the, let's just call it 280 range. And when he's pitching, his batting average is like 220.
Yeah, no bueno. I mean, I went to a game where he pitched and he hit a home run. It was against the Twins at the beginning of the month, and it was quite a sight to see. But I don't think is he that much better as a 100-mile-an-hour reliever right now when he's getting knocked around right now?
Right. He hasn't been great. He's lost the Dodgers have lost the last 4 games he has started. So I'm kind of in agree with you guys. If hitting should be priority 1, and if you need him in like George is saying, you need him in an emergency, you can go ahead and throw
Yeah, the
him
thing
out
is,
there.
if you need him in emergency, you got to keep that arm live. You got to keep him on a regular throwing schedule. You got to keep the routine up. You got to keep him built up. You have to transition him to a bullpen role right now and get used to that timing of like when do you go out to the bullpen to warm up. It's a whole thing.
It is a thing, Momo.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole freaking thing, man.
So, Cappy, you're in San Diego. What's the atmosphere like with the Dodgers coming to town? It appears that the Dodgers will have a 1-game lead at the start of the 3-game series. What's the score of the Padre game right now?
8-4. San Diego's up 8-4. It's the top of the 6th inning against San Francisco. And obviously, like you point out, the Dodgers are about to get a split here with the Rockies, which is almost shocking the way they've come off the being swept by the Angels, then then sweeping the Padres, and then losing that first game to the Rockies, and now walking out of Denver with a split. I think a lot of people in San Diego measure themselves against the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Why shouldn't they? Of course, why wouldn't they? And then yet when you lose, it's like, well, it's only another series. It really doesn't matter. I'm like, no, it does matter. Because if you can't beat the Dodgers or compete with the Dodgers, then why do you think you're going to be successful against the Brewers, as an example, or the Mets?
The
for
Brewers
that
are
matter?
scary right now.
So, Cappy, I've read and heard that Dodger fans tend to take over these games in San Diego. How real of a deal is that? I mean, is it 50-50? Is it just 20% of the crowd's in blue and they're loud? Or what's a crowd like at a Dodger-Padre game at Petco?
I would say 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, it could be every bit of 50-50. And I would say that this upcoming weekend, as strong as the Dodger fans are and just coming down the freeway 100 miles, I would say it'll probably be like 70-30 in favor of San Diego. Because, I mean, these games, look, the Dodgers have the highest attendance in all of Major League Baseball. They've also got a stadium that can hold, 55,000. believe it or not, even in front of the Yankees, the Padres have the second best attendance in all of baseball because even on a Tuesday night, they're putting 40,000 in that ballpark. Which
you got nothing else to do down there.
Yeah, but I mean, like on a Tuesday night, that used to be like 7,000, 11,000. I mean, it really was bad.
No, being good matters for sure, but what else is there to do down there?
Oh, you're in the gas lamp, George. There's plenty of stuff to do.
I'm just saying, if you're a sports fan, though.
Yeah.
In
LA,
you're going to watch the soccer team or whatever they got down there? Like,
what are you going to do in LA on a Tuesday night if the Dodgers are playing? What else is going on? What are you going to go to a WNBA game?
How dare
Everything.
you? The WNBA game last night was outstanding.
I know.
I didn't go. I didn't watch.
Did you hear what happened at the end?
Did Kelsey Plum hit a game winner?
Yeah, you got it. Way to go, Cappy.
Yes, she did.
Trying to go to work. 5 seconds left. Plum with 2 seconds. Plum, the runner. Bank shot. She got it. Kelsey Plum with the bank to win it.
Shout out.
I knew that.
My boy Rashawn Haylock on that call.
And by the way, Cappy, Mario's not going to be thrilled with you because the LAFC is playing. The Galaxy is still playing.
Right, but shouldn't he be not happy with you? Because you were like, what are they going to go to, like, some little soccer game or something? Like,
no, but in San Diego. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
What's different?
People live in San Diego. They don't just go on vacation there.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
I used to call San Diego the Velvet Trap. Because when I lived there, I was as happy as I've ever been. And then when I got a job in L.A., I had to leave because the money was so much better. But, Cap, I don't blame you for not leaving there, man. That place is paradise.
The other thing is just in terms of soccer, I don't really pay that much attention to MLS soccer, but I think that the San Diego team, which is in its first year, they're in first place.
Wow.
Well, good for them. Back when that was one of my first jobs. I was the play-by-play guy for the San Diego Sockers, the indoor team. They won like 6 titles. When young Scott Kaplan was just a toddler down in Florida, I was calling soccer games in San Diego. All right, so now Cap coming up next.